Welcome to TFW Live, the best kept secret in fantasy football, where we keep that week one feeling going all year long. This is episode 340 of TFW Live, where we will watch the Chicago Bears face off against the New England Patriots in this fantasy football watch party. I'm Austin Sear, and joined here one of my best friends, Big Travie, as well as our producer, Donnie Tubbs, a.k.a. Don Flick. What's up, boys? Support for TFW Live is brought to you by our patrons. Maybe you're one of them. Maybe you're not. Maybe you'd like to be. Our community from patreon.com/the Fantasy Whispers have supported us throughout our brand's existence, or like since week 2 at least. This month, as we do every month moving forward, we're giving away an amazing prize to one of our patrons. It's October. What are we doing for October? We are giving away a signed David Njoku high ankle sprain. That's right. No, just
we got it before the injury.
It is an autographed David Njoku mini helmet. It will make your ankle feel even better than it does today. That's right. The last year's late round tight end and former NFL first round pick is David Njoku. So make sure you get on over to patreon.com and sign up today at patreon.com/the Fantasy Whispers. A big welcome to you, Whisper Nation. What's going on, Freak Stomper? What's going on, Albert? Says sup, everyone. We got Jersey J coming on in here. He says he just dropped by to give us a like. Appreciate that. We like you. And if you like this show, Whisper Nation, go ahead and hit us with a thumbs up button. Do that favor for us. Only if you like it, though. If you don't like it, I'm not going to ask you to do anything that you don't like to do. Helps us connect with more people who love fantasy football. And that's like literally our favorite thing in the world to do, to talk to people who love fantasy football about fantasy football. We got a handful of those from our members over on YouTube who support the show through their monthly subscription. Shout them out. Gus Ramos, Pizza Belly, Don Caples, Bailey Ziegler, Kevin Dobby, Nick, Brett Zabo, John Credit, Eric Lorenz, and Donnie Tubbs, Jersey J, and the Hanimal. You can see those in no particular order up on the screen there. If you'd like to join our growing list of YouTube members, just click join next to the video.
Do it.
If you love fantasy football and would enjoy joining this community here, you know you belong here. You do exactly as you are. Just hit the subscribe button on the YouTube channel. Would love to grow one more sub by the end of the day. Just one more on this stream. Could be you. And if you're new, if you're old, if you're somewhere in between, let us know where you're streaming in from. Would love to shout you out on the show. Just like Andre Silva came in and said, oh, Travis, you're thinking the exact same thing on this.
Yeah. What up, Andre? Appreciate you, brother.
I wanted to tell everybody here, Andre, Travis, Donnie, and everybody else sitting at home, about our friends at Underdog Fantasy. Best ball drafting is not the only way to have fun and win money. Through Underdog, with player prop bets, pick'em, and rival bet slips, you can cash in on all the NFL action on Mondays, Thursdays, and Sundays. Just go to Underdog Fantasy or download the app from the App Store and use the promo code TFW for up to $100 in match deposited money. That's Underdog Fantasy, promo code TFW for up to $100 in matched money. That's a pretty good deal, guys. And that matched money lasted me for years until last week when I finally burned my bets, my pool all the way down to nothing. And I'd had to throw in another $100. But I'm excited to do it. It's so much fun. We didn't come out ahead on our bet slips last week, but we've got some. We're ready to suffer again, guys. Let's do it. We're not going to suffer. We're going to hit some this time, right? We're going to win.
We're this close. Positive vibes. We're going to get it.
We're so close.
Yeah,
I do think we're getting a little bit better in the way we want to attack these. It's not just pie in the sky stuff. We have the thought experiments that we go through. We kind of work through it. You know, we're trying to give ourselves any kind of pat on the back we can right now to make up for not winning. But that's what we want to go with. Before we get into the bet slip, Joker's got a question here for us, guys. He says, should I drop Jeff Wilson for Khalil Herbert? I have Montgomery, and I think it would be smart to handcuff him. I'm good with this deal because as soon as Elijah Mitchell comes back, he'll probably be the backup to Christian McCaffrey over Jeff Wilson. So I think this is a good deal to do.
I like it.
Yeah, why not? I like it a lot.
Oh, you have Elijah Mitchell too in IR? Yeah, you're winning this situation. I would go get Herbert now before Monday night starts.
Khalil might end up having some standalone value.
Yeah, if they especially this low volume passing attack, they're going to want to lean on the run. It could definitely be that kind of situation here.
Well, let's see what kind of bets that we do got, because what time do these bet slips here lock? We got a little bit of time. What time is kickoff, Travi?
I think it's 15 after, so we got about 35 minutes here.
Okay.
But we've kind of talked through some of the stuff we like off air, but we'll work through it again with Whisper Nation. Whisper Nation, if you've got props you like, put them in the chat. We won't necessarily use them, but we might. So let us know what you're feeling tonight. How do you think the game's going to go? Also, if you got any Monday Night Miracle call-outs you need, if you need us to root for anyone, we will, as long as it's not Jacoby Myers. I'm in the fight of my life in multiple leagues against Jacoby Myers, and I cannot root for him in good faith.
Let's touch on this before we jump into our bet slip, though. Let's take a moment aside from the prop bets, and let's lean into what we love the most here, and that's fantasy football. It's Monday Night Miracle. Shout out to Chelsea Byers in our league of record who needed 25 points out of Travis Kelce last Monday. She got 26.
That could be maybe, and the way she did it with the four touchdowns. I mean, I don't know if I've ever seen anything like that, because the yardage. What do you have? 26 receiving yards, 25, and 4 touchdowns, like ridiculous. And she did that to stay undefeated. That was an awesome one.
Right,
that's crazy.
Yeah, that was epic. The Monday Miracle of Monday Miracles thus far. If you're looking for a Monday Miracle, if you need one, Whisper Nation, let's help speak it into existence. Let us know. But Travis, you said you're not rooting for Jacoby Myers, rooting against him. Did I hear that right?
Yes, I'm playing Jacoby Myers in 3 different leagues. One of them I got it locked up. 2, I need a win bad. 1-5 in a league of records, so I definitely need him to get under 6.7. I think it is 6.8 total in a standard league. So under 68 yards, or an 8-yard touchdown would not be good. That is what I'm dealing with there. In our couples league that we're in together, Austin, going up against the number 1 team in Brett Szabo and Sarah right now. They're a powerhouse. They have Jacoby Myers, and we are down by 10. So we're 0-6 in that league, me and Cassie. God bless us. Reigning champs, 0-6. Not great. So we've had quarterback troubles, but we need Jacoby Myers to just have a stinker. It would cover me in multiple leagues. It would make me feel really good. So you know what that means. He'll probably get a 40-yard touchdown on the first drive. Actually, no. He'll probably get that on the last drive. That's how
nothing until the last minute.
I'll sweat it the entire game. But that's what I'm looking to go against tonight.
Any Jacoby Myers action for you, Don Flick, or is he a non-factor in your lineups? I just want to know if we can uniformly root against Jacoby Myers.
Travis texted me a few hours ago. He's like, "I need you to root against this motherfucker." And I was like, "I don't know, bro." He's like, do it, yeah.
Yeah. Well, that's what he goes. No, he goes. No, I can't. I need him to go off. And I was like, not today.
I have Stevenson and Monty also for the listener league. So Stevenson, Monty, and Myers need 30 points between them. So if the other 2 go off, I'll root against Myers.
Okay. So you do have some Jacoby Myers action today, but you got other people.
But I have Stevenson and Monty.
I got Stevenson going in our Dynasty League record against Johnny. I'm in a good position, but it's not a done deal yet. I think I need like 30 yards or 3 points or something like that.
That should be. Yeah,
so that should happen.
Sorry to cut you off. The biggest need I need, because I have Stevenson everywhere, so I'm right there with you. The biggest need for Stevenson that I need is 20 points in my 20-man Dynasty. That's the biggest trek for me.
So I'm going up against Damian Hairston Dynasty to get a win against Chris Thomas. I'd love for a Stevenson game. Like, I know Harris is back, but let's just full court press Stevenson tonight. That gets it away from Myers.
Down Myers, Harris, up Stevenson.
Yes.
Down Harris.
Yeah, exactly. I'm with all
right.
that.
So we're emotionally, we're rooting for Stevenson, pretty much all of us. Let's go, Stevenson. Woo!
Yeah.
We don't need Travis rooting against Jacoby.
No Myers, absolutely no Myers, and then no Harris.
All right. Okay, good. Monday Night Miracles all on the table. Whisper Nation, as those come in, give us a shout out on this. Well, let's get to our props now. What kind of game, guys, do we think this is going to be? It was raining earlier. Reports are it's not raining now. I saw like 15%
fog is setting in.
Precipitation. Fog is rolling in this October game in Foxborough. Close to Halloween.
Well, I told Cassie before we came on, I said, you need to do all your spells, get your witchy voodoo mama juju out there against Jacoby Myers. The fog's setting in. Okay, it's here. We're rocking and rolling. But as far as tonight, I think we talked a little bit about it off air, Austin, Donnie. I'm really in on the running game for both of these teams. I think that's how they want to move the ball. We've seen it consistently with Mac Jones. Even with Mac Jones back, coming back after that ankle. I think they'll want to help him. And then on the Bears side, they're just a very low volume passing attack, very intrinsically, run first. So that's kind of where I'd be leaning.
So you like both running backs for both teams, Travis. We're talking Damian Harris and Ramondre Stevenson for the Patriots and David Montgomery and Khalil Herbert for the Bears. You like them? You like all four?
And I know we said about the emotional stuff earlier, but I do think that Harris getting back to practice, we've always seen them kind of split these carries with these two. And really, we've seen that with Belichick, period. Now,
do you have any concern that he's coming back a little ahead of schedule and they're going to have him on a snap count? Harris.
I wouldn't be concerned about his snap count, but I would be concerned about re-injury in this game. We've seen that before. And remember, we had Dr. Edwin Porras on this offseason talking about the hamstring.
Whoa, you guys. Trade alert, major news in the NFL.
Uh-oh.
Sleeper saying the Jets are making a big trade, acquiring Jaguars running back James Robinson to help replace injured running back Breece Hall.
I just asked Travi about this like 30 minutes ago. I was like, hey, do you think maybe it's
what's weird is we got the
play him at all because they're trying to trade him?
We got the update today that he's dealing with a knee, so maybe they were just bullshitting because Doug Peterson said today at a press conference that he's dealing with a knee, and that's why, and we're better when both are running, and the Jaguars just traded him away. Wow.
I mean, all things could be true, right?
Legit, man.
Yeah, it could be. It could be that he was just, well, yeah. I think it's more likely that Doug was kind of putting a poker face on for the media.
Right.
And they were actually kind of keeping him safe there.
Hey, my Snoop Connor shares in Dynasty going up. Whoop, whoop.
Hey, that's true.
That's crazy.
I mean, real talk, though. That's going to be a name to monitor.
Like he had 12 snaps yesterday and 0 touches. So that's what made me think. I'd ask Travis.
Travis Etienne, man.
Is it going to happen?
Travis Etienne.
Etienne bang the table, baby.
He turned the corner. I mean, he turned the corner.
I mean, he already turned the corner, but now
a lot of speed going 8 yards per carry. That's how he turned the corner on an 8 yard per carry average.
You just get a lot more locked in now. Like there's not really a door. Like if he starts to stumble, Etienne's like he's got the longest leash he's ever had now. Right. So I think it's just really good.
Until Snoop-a-Loop comes in there.
Yeah. Of course. Yeah.
All right. So very interesting news. Interesting running back news, but not related to this game. Fun breaking news, though, as it came in. Pivoting back over to our bet slip, boys. The Chicago Bears, they come up first for us. Travis, you mentioned the Patriots, though, and I'm going to go down to the Patriots here. You talked about the running game being active. That would mean the passing game is likely less active. Mac Jones is coming back. There's reports Zappe and Jones could split action behind center. That's weird. I don't know how much faith I'm buying into that. To me, it kind of sounds like when they say this running back's lining up in the slot during training camp.
Yeah, right.
That shit never pans out. I don't think we're going to see that, but maybe we do. What do you think, man? Is there anything on this Mac Jones ticket that's got your nipples perking?
Well, Mac Jones is not a nipples perking kind of guy for me.
No, he's not.
Just in general, I don't really love any of these. I'd like to go the under on the 28.5. We talked about it a little bit, but he smashed that over in all 3 games that he was healthy in. So I really don't know. I guess you could argue game script though here. You could say, hey, they get up early, whether it's through Mac or the running game, and then they're just pounding the rock the rest of the way. They're not asking Mac Jones to do shit. He's on that ankle. They don't want him to re-injure it against the Bears.
Trevor, are you coming around to the under on the 20?
I am. I'm talking myself into it. So you guys can help talk me off the ledge.
Right?
But I like the under.
I mean, the Bears
let's do a piece of logic in there, Travis.
Yeah.
Ramondre has looked really good with the time he's had off, and if logical coaching plays a part here, it would suggest you should run the ball a little bit more with your best running back in Ramondre. Right. Maybe you don't have to have Mac chucking the rock 30 plus times. It's also raining a little bit. Zappe could get some action. 29 pass attempts. That's something.
I'm trying to look up Zappe's pass attempts. My internet's a little slow.
Oh, that's a good question.
Here. I'm trying to look at what Zappe's done now. We've had the emergence of new.
What's up, Super C&B challengers? I need 17 from Ramondre PPR. What we think? We like it.
We like it a lot. We like it. Okay. Zappe against 34 last week against Cleveland, but he had 21 and 15 in the 2 other games he got in. So kind of split. I'm with it though. I talked myself into it. I think everything kind of lines up for this. We like the running backs. The weather could be there. We talked about the spread here at 9.5 for the Patriots. It's all playing that they're not going to need Mac Jones to throw over 28 times.
And the last time we saw real rainy conditions in an outdoor game, that infamous 3 pass attempts out of Mac Jones. So, okay, it's not a sure thing, of course, but we're going to lock it in there, at least for now.
Like it.
Ramondre Stevenson, 14.5 rushing attempts, 2.5 receptions, 67.5 rushing yards. These are some that stand out to me. Maybe even the 15.5 receiving yards.
What do we think
I don't
about
like
fantasy
points? I think we're feeling good about the points.
Yeah, I wanted to look at what he scored in our Dynasty League because that's a half PPR too over the last few games. But I guess the Damian Harris thing kind of throws a wrench into it. But
I like them all. My favorite's the receptions.
So 23, 18, 10, 18 in the last 4 games.
Okay.
So kind of like the fantasy points. That's the half PPR fantasy points. Okay. The same format here. Any of these? Well, I'll ask you guys. Any of these jump out to you as far as Ramondre is concerned? The bigger one.
For me, it's the 2.5 receptions. He's had, I think, 5 targets and 4 receptions in 3 games out of the last 4.
And Harris doesn't really get any.
Harris doesn't really get receptions. I think he had 1 game where he went off, and going off for him was 7 receptions.
Really, the big brain thing here: if Stevenson's getting the pass receptions, then Jacoby Myers isn't. So let's go.
There you go.
Now with it.
Yeah.
Seems at 2.5. Let's go over to our boy Damian Harris. Anything we like over underwise here? I'm a little nervous that he's not 100%, but
you've got me kind of talked off of the ledge on Damian. I just think there could be an issue. You're right. This initially came out multiple weeks, right? They said, multiple weeks. It's only been what, 2? 1 or 2?
He missed one game.
He's missed 1 game. He left the other one, right? So I think I'd be a little bit nervous about a hamstring here for Damian and just not really want to mess with anything.
All right. Dude, your boy Jacoby, do we want to go double down on the celebration and double down on the pain?
Oh, I don't know, man.
Hit the under on the fantasy points.
It's almost like you go over on the receiving yards to hedge the pain.
You want to hedge it? What do you want? What's your emotional rescue calling for today?
Oh man,
I don't know.
I say we just avoid it. Just avoid it completely.
Okay.
I'm not at liberty to really be a voice of reason on that one.
Anybody here jumping out to you as something that's a little peculiar, or something we think they messed up on?
Yeah. Did we already add the rushing yards for Fields? Was that the first?
We haven't done anything with Chicago yet. We're only in New England right now.
That's my fault.
It is your fault.
It is my fault. I don't pay attention, man.
What about Nick Folk? What do we got here for field goals? 2.5 extra points, man. Woo-wee. Give me a field goal prop here, underdog.
I know, right?
Extra points, dude. That's nasty. 3 touchdowns. That's bad.
It's a Monday. He's prime notes. Is it Thursday? Is it Monday? Yeah. All right. That's kind of a lot. What do we think?
Nah, I'm out on it.
I don't love it though either. Let's go back up to Chicago. All right. Donnie, you asked about the rushing attempts for Fields.
I got a little antsy because it's my favorite bet of all of these is the 43.5 rushing yards for Fields.
You like higher?
Yeah, he's hit that
higher. Lock it down. It's going to be a running game. The weather, and he's been running it more anyways. I think he's been over that prop the last 4 weeks.
What did we say? 4 weeks in a row? Yeah.
Yeah. It's just the writing's in the water.
The writing's in the water.
Yeah, man. The writing's in the water because of the rain, bro.
Okay. All right. So we got 3 now. We got David Montgomery, Khalil Herbert, and then these receivers to consider. We had tossed around the over on 34 rushing yards for Khalil.
I'm in on it. I think he's had some good pop when he's been used, and I think they want to use him. But I understand it's not a fun one. The backup running back, a 33.5 over in a game they're supposed to get boat raced. So it's not the funnest thing in the world.
Travis talked me into it a little bit. It definitely scares me just because he saw 22% snap share last week. And while Monty had 78 snap percentage, but he he had 70 yards on just those 22
7
snaps.
carries. Yeah, I mean,
22%
I tell you,
snaps,
he's
and-
been effective, but I'm almost looking at this slip we have.
Mhm.
We've got these 3 we like,
Mhm.
and nothing else kind of gives us the warm and fuzzies. Do we lock these in?
You want to just do one here? We'll do a few of them.
And then then maybe we even add to that one with one of these weird ones, or we
I like that.
or do some rivals and some other. Just a thought, because
I
I can tell the rest of the ones that we're trying to do are kind of reaches.
Yeah.
And we're stretching it a bit, so maybe we go with that.
I like it. Let's do a quick take to see if there's any others that really stand out to us. What up,
What up,
Killjoy?
Killjoy?
I do like also the attempts for Monty. I think it's 13.
13 and a half.
And a half, like
13 and a half.
14.
I do
14.
kinda
Where's
like
he? Yeah, let me see where he's been at. I don't mind that. They're definitely going to want to establish the run.
I'm
Montgomery.
pulling it up too. He had 15 last week, 12 the week before. His other 2 games, he had 15 and 17.
Yes, I'm in on that.
It's another week beyond his injury, too.
Yeah.
You want to hit that one and throw it on there?
Maybe we can lock these 3 and then add this one and another one to a 5 tier.
You want to do that, or do you want to
Travi,
put this one on here? Travi, what do you think?
you.
Your call.
Yeah, to you guys.
I like this one on here. I think it's good
All
enough. I think it gets me going. What up,
All right,
Pops?
What up, Don? All right, Khalil, Darnell. We don't like any, and I think we're probably just going to steer away from any of these really gray area, weird.
The one we
Probably
did
not
like
gonna
is
happen, but it could be done in one play. type of props.
scroll down a little bit is our one we were talking about, Velas Jones, baby. 4.5 receiving yards, rookie sensation.
He's like fast and he's like a little older.
And he's like
Rookie.
35 years old or something.
Yeah.
Isn't that Browns quarterback like a 28-year-old rookie?
Brandon Whedon.
There we go.
All right, so we got this one and we feel good about this. Confirm
Jaguars receive a 6th-round pick, and it could be a 5th-round pick for James Robinson.
It says a lot for the Jets, man. What are they, 5-2? They're just like they lose their star running back, and they just want to keep winning, so they're making deals to keep it going.
Yeah,
dude. So and that's kind of speaking just on that really quick. Yeah, leave me alone. Yeah, that one's just kind of a little bit weird, right?
Mm-hmm.
What does it mean for Michael Carter? What does it mean for Travis Etienne? What does it mean for James Robinson?
Yeah, I wonder if they're going to just do the same roles, like Robinson gets the Breece Hall role, and they stick as Carter as the complimentary, or they flip it and they go Carter as the focal running back, and then the complimentary for James Robinson. I don't know, and I want to know if the knee injury was a lie or not. Because that's a big deal too. Now I doubt the Jets are trading for him when he's got a lingering knee deal.
Yeah,
they're like, hey, we had one running back go out with a knee. Let's get another one.
It makes sense to me for Carter to see the majority of the starting running back role until a few weeks roll in where he gets.
Yeah, it's like see what James can do for you, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And then he gets it.
That's going to be really interesting to see how that continues developing. A little excitement here.
A little excitement in the rivals.
Yeah, let's see what we got on this side. If anything jumps out, we have not looked at these yet. Whisper Nation, these are totally fresh for us. Rushing yards: Justin Fields versus David Montgomery, 9.5 more for Justin. Okay. The rushing attempts, 6.5 for there. Interesting. This one's a little interesting to me, especially the 11.5 on Khalil gives me a little consideration for Khalil.
Which one
Herbert.
do you like, Khalil?
I think I like the Khalil, but I don't actually want to stay on that one. Never mind.
Yeah.
We also think we think Fields is getting over 40.
That one's dangerous.
Right. Exactly.
So.
Oof. If you're a Khalil believer,
nice. That one's interesting for sure.
I mean, I kind of like Khalil on this, but
he's been doing it with less snaps and less attempts already.
Yeah.
Dude, look at this ugly one here. Komet and Mooney. If you get the 23.5, I kind of like the Komet side of this.
I know, just because of that bump.
Yeah.
Right.
Because Belichick usually going to shut down Mooney, and then you got fucking Cole Komet. I kind of like it.
That's like more yards than any receiver on the Bears has had this whole year.
Yeah, that's like a season high, dude.
So it's like maybe on that.
Yeah, maybe.
All right. Oh, Sam, we got another like juicy one right here.
That one I might like even better, dude.
Has Montgomery been getting work in the passing game more than Kmet?
Not much.
Last week he got 13 yards on 1 catch. He got 4 catches for 62 yards the week before.
Wow.
Okay.
And then in the 2 games before that, like 1 and 2, where he was actually healthy, 2 catches for 14 yards, 3 catches for 24.
Okay. So we got receiving yards.
Can Mooney get over 50 yards, basically?
This is a lot of freaking Bears.
Velus Jones with a 42.5 receiving yard bump, dude.
Just look at how many of these have been against Mooney. Look at all of it. It's all
They're like, hey.
No one trusts him.
St. Brown versus Mooney, Velus versus Mooney, Pettis versus Mooney,
Montgomery versus Mooney,
Herbert versus. Okay, there we go. That's where it finally.
I mean, I like the Pettis one. Didn't Pettis have a great game last week? And they're already giving him 24 yards.
How much was he looked to?
Let's see.
Versus Mooney. Like was Pettis a?
So Pettis had 7.
Mooney's come.
Yeah, Pettis had 7 targets last week for 4
Mooney had 12
and 84 yards.
I kind of like Pettis to slip out a little bit here because they're probably going to be focused on Mooney. Like in all honesty, in the receiving game, you'd think Belichick's going to be focused on him.
I like that. The problem is we can't bet on it. Oh wait, yes we can. We can.
Yeah,
because you took off the other one. The Kmet one's gone.
Oh, I guess so.
Well, we did commit. Oh, I see. Yeah,
must have
they're all versus Mooney.
I know they're all versus Mooney, dude. I kind of like this one though because I think these are his
Could
two.
Have equal shot tonight. Yeah.
They got an equal shot. 24.5 is kind of a pretty good bump for this passing attack. And Travis, your point of the Patriots doing a good job of shutting down your better weapons. Mooney would be the better weapon here. So that one sounds all right to me. Are we sleeping on Velus Jones with this juicy handicap?
I like that.
All right, let's see here. We got moving beyond the Mooney side. We got St. Brown versus Kmet, 9.5 for St. Brown. That's kind of I'm a little intrigued on this one because I don't think it's a guarantee Kmet catches a pass.
Equanimous.
Oh man, I don't think it's a guarantee any of these guys get a pass.
I know.
That's what I'm saying.
It's like give us the bump.
Yeah, give it the bump, baby.
Give me a bump, baby. Compliments to the chef.
19.5 over Kmet. Is Kmet getting 19 yards?
Barely, only twice, I think.
Has Kmet ever had 19 yards in a game?
Yeah, he had over 40 twice this season. I just looked it up. But I'm looking at Sleeper's so weird, bro. I was looking at St. Brown's stats. It says week 4 against the Giants, he had zero receptions for 9 yards. I don't know how that's possible, but that's awesome.
That's weird.
Yeah.
See what else we got here. I'm kind of into either of these.
I'm into like I don't know. Not getting
weird shit, dude.
Yeah, and this is a little too weird for me. These Bears receivers, man. This is the game we got tonight, though, I guess. So
I'm saying like Velus, baby, 19.
I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
What do you think?
I saw Velus was. They had him. They were scheming Velus up last week too, like on some end around stuff. Yeah, I mean, not that counts here, but
and I'm a little biased. I have that beer bet against Travi that I think Velus Jones is going to have more yards.
I will pay for a fucking whole 12 pack for you if fucking Jacoby Myers cannot do anything.
All right, deal.
Just make it happen.
I'll call my people.
All right, the Pettis Kmet. Just a little closer here. Receiving yards. We're picking on Kmet. Now it's all against Kmet. Pettis or St. Brown, they go to. I don't. Let's get some of this Patriots action in here. This is too.
Yeah, let's go from
more.
the one ugly
they added a lot more.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go.
Folk. Field goals.
I'm taking Folk.
Kind of
point
like
total's too good. Yeah.
What do you think?
Yeah, I'm with that one.
All right. What have you? Any hesitations, Donnie?
I just hate kickers, so I don't know. I have the worst takes because I fucking hate
There
him.
we go.
I'm for it.
Donnie prefers when we're in on the Velas Jones bets.
Yeah, man, let's talk more Velas Jones.
56 and a half passing yards more for Mac
God.
Jones. For a guy who's back,
that's such a great bump, but even with that bump,
yeah, it's
Justin
gross.
Fields and like throwing 12 times a game.
Maybe. All right.
Well, this would mean we're going all in on the Mac Jones like underwhelming, which we have all the things that line up for that, right? We say under the 28 and a half passing attempts. We like them to run a lot. We like them to get up and then have to force Fields and the Bears to throw while the Patriots are just kind of cruising. I could be in on that. You could, I think the 56 and a half is a nice bump here.
What do you think, Donnie?
Mac?
I like it. I think I like it more than now that I remember us talking a lot of shit about Jones and Zappy and the weather. It all just clicked back in my head.
So, Mac Jones had 213, 252, and 320 yards, or 320 yards. Fields is not going to be good. 120, 70, 100, 174, 208, and 190. So he's really settled into like a 175 range. Plus the 50 would be about 220, which, Mac Jones has had 2 out of 3 times. So, but again, those games where it was healthy Mac Jones in games they had to be pushed against Miami in the big game, against Baltimore.
The game flow, if we're going the game flow, Mac Jones isn't going to need to push. Justin Fields will.
That's what I'm thinking here. That's why I got talked a little bit more into it.
All right.
I like it.
Okay. Looking at some running backs here. I'm not sold on this one. Rushing yards, Montgomery versus Stevenson. Not a big enough bump for me.
That one, yeah.
Not a big enough. Not a big enough.
Most like the Stevenson side of that one, but
I was going to say
right?
that too.
Yeah. Actually. But again, it's a little. The only hesitation now is the Damian Harris return.
Right.
Yeah. Ooh, Albert's saying nice Canes cap, Travi. I want some Canes.
Oh, thanks, buddy. Yeah. So this is we were in line and I was looking at their gear and I'm telling Cassie, I'm like, who would buy a Canes hat? And I turn around and she's like, I bought you this because you were talking shit on this.
Oh,
that's awesome.
So
I like that a lot.
Now I'm gonna wear it all the time.
Shout out Pizza Belly. Shout out J Years. Yeah, we were just
Pizza Belly. Congrats, Pizza Belly's gonna knock me off. Give me my first loss in listener league.
Good job, Pizza
Belly.
Excuse me. Receiving yards now. Yeah, pound the Mooney love. Boo, Jacoby. Boo.
Yeah, boo. We hate you, Jacoby.
I love it. Nope. Nope. Nope.
40 yards, dude.
I know it's a lot, but I mean, this one's kind of nice a little bit.
What about the Monty receiving yards?
I like the Monty more than St. Brown.
I like St. Brown because he can just get one big catch, right?
Yeah, but he hasn't done it really.
Well, do they give us a Pettis bump?
Let's see.
Velas Jones, dude.
Got a big Velas bump.
Oh my God, just ride the Velas train.
The Velas Jones boner.
We're back to more Hunter or Darnell Mooney attacks. We got to get the rest of them now. We got all of the Bears players against Mooney. Now we got all of the Pats players against Mooney. Devontae, Hunter, Ramondre. Jesus. Wow.
Ray0134 asking if he should trade Fournette and Kenneth Walker. Fournette for Kenneth Walker and James Robinson. Yes.
Fuck you.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Hell yes.
Any deal you're getting Kenneth Walker in.
Which running back would you rather have over Kenneth Walker right now?
I think the cutoff is somewhere around Eckler. So it's like Eckler or Henry up at the top there, but it's like mid first round if you were redrafting for me today.
So you'd still take Saquon Barkley over Kenneth Walker today?
I'd take Saquon over Kenneth Walker. I'd take CMC over Kenneth Walker. I'd take
You take CMC
Eckler
over Kenneth Walker right now?
Yeah, in San Francisco? Yeah, absolutely.
I would not.
What about an injured Swift?
I'd take Ken Walker over Swift. Yeah, I think I think you're somewhere in the middle of the first round. I think that's where I would personally go. What's the downside for you, Austin, with CMC?
I just don't think he's got that same elite pop. I think we're looking at a guy in Ken Walker who did what CMC used to do. I just think he's gone from elite running back to RB1.
I don't know. I think
yesterday that like blew you away.
I mean, he was on limited touches yesterday. He just got the playbook. But yeah, he looked. You
saw what Ken Walker did on limited touches before he took the whole job.
Yeah, dude. I know you love Ken Walker, and I do too. Like he's great, but like CMC on a offense that's produced like nobody RB1s before. I think we haven't even seen the tip of the iceberg on what CMC can do.
I think you might need to refresh the page because it's whited out.
No, yeah, I'll do that.
Friendly bet for what? What are you guys
Ken
talking about?
Walker over CMC rest of season.
Ooh.
There we go.
We're good. So good. We have.
I think that's a good. I think that's a good. But that's a good Ray. That's a good way to look at like how good a trade for Ken Walker would be for you. If that's where we're arguing about.
Yeah,
like you should be taking him.
Yeah, there's only a handful of running backs that you would take over him at this point.
Andre's asking where we rank Dak rest of season. We got to get this bet slip in, and then we'll get to some of these.
Here. Receiving yards: David Monty over Montgomery, Komet over Mooney. Oh shit, we're got to get back to the Patriots players. They got a lot of rivals available.
Yeah, they added more. I think they added.
What was that Damian Harris versus Justin Fields one? Was that for just rushing yards straight up?
Fields rushing yards plus 6 or something like that.
Yeah, it was up. Yeah.
The beginning of the Patriots selections.
8.5.
Only 8.5.
Still kind of like it.
Yeah. I mean, I do like the Field side of this, but
yeah, because we're thinking Fields is getting 45.
You like the Harris side? Yeah, I could see that.
Harris is a good runner.
Yes, agreed.
He's tough.
He's very underrated. I mean, I think.
And like the Patriots are kind of mean, and they might be like, fuck a recovery timetable, go. So
I mean, they're done with his contract.
And Harris might be like, let's go, like I'm down.
Yeah, I need to get a contract. Yeah, exactly.
Or just like this is what I do, So I'm not seeing anything else here that I'm in love with. This one's 49.5. Fuck, man, that's a lot. Because Jacoby might not even get 49.5.
I hope not. Hope he gets
not
5.
I like it. We already got Velas up there though.
Okay. 30.5 over Darnell. Nope. A lot of Devontae Parker ones. I'm just seeing anything that jumps out. Has Hunter Henry been active for them?
He's kind of got yards in the last couple of weeks.
Yeah. He had 61 last week, 54 the week before.
Okay. St. Brown. Okay. Ramondre versus Damian. 14.5 for Damian. Any action on Ramondre's side?
I like Ramondre's side.
What do you think, Travi?
We have the receiving yards, rushing and receiving. Kind of like that one for Ramondre, because then you get some of the action for the receiving. What do you think? No?
Yeah, I like that.
Or you guys like the Harris side?
I like the.
I like the Ramondre.
Okay, yeah. That's why. Because I think maybe Harris could get him, equal him in rushing a little bit, but then Stevenson could make up for it in the passing game.
Yeah. We have a minute and a half to lock this in.
All right.
What we got? 3 or 2 here?
We have 4, I think, right? Yeah, 4.
We got 5.
Let's lock this one in, dude.
Maybe. Oh, maybe we're not. How many do we got? Whatever. Let's go. Did he give it to us?
It's submitting. ...
What? No, it's changed.
What do you mean?
No. Stop it.
Okay. Yeah.
55.
Come on.
Come on, lock it in, dude. Lock it in. Oh!
Refresh page just in case.
They dropped us one, I think.
Yeah.
There we go.
Which
All right,
one
which
didn't
one?
we get?
We got 3 or 4 of them. We got 4 of them.
So we kept it was the actually don't know.
The one with
Oh, today, guys.
yeah, it was the one with
We got
Fields.
Dante Pettis ahead of Darnell Mooney. We like the 24.5 receiving yards they give Pettis. Velas Jones versus Komet. We're taking the 19.5 from Velas. We like Nick Folk to make at least half a field goal more than Cairo Santos. And rushing and receiving, we like Ramondre ahead of Damian Harris despite the bump. That's it. It's locked in, guys.
That's it.
All right. We're about to kick off. Yeah.
Andre's asking, how do you rank Dak rest of season? So I like Dak somewhere in between like the 7 to 10 range for QB. I think he's going to be a QB1 most likely most weeks, but I don't think he's got the upside he had before because this team, one, relies on the defense. I mean, their defense is just so good right now that they can be conservative and play the way that I think Jerry Jones and all of his forefathers want to play, which is pounding the rock and just kind of, playing that game with it. But yeah, I there was some questionable decision making out of Dak in this game, but his thumb looked great. The zip on the ball was there. He was making all the throws. I think he'll be in the 7 to 10 range. I don't know if you guys have anything else.
Low end 1, QB1, so like 11 or 12.
Bat Jap says, opponent has Montgomery, and I'm up by 11. Does he squeeze out the victory on me tonight? Oh, man.
Standard,
Be a
probably
close one.
not.
PPR, you're it's a little bit different. But we have seen
Whose
these.
side would you rather be on? Bap Japs or his opponents? Whose side would you rather have?
I think I'd rather have the lead.
Yeah.
Just because you have the lead then.
Yeah, because, well, in this particular matchup isn't great for the, we like it for the running game because that's the only way they got, but 9.5 as a typical spread, you want the running back on a team that's an underdog by 9.5 points. I don't know.
Is this
Ooh, look at this fog. Yeah, I was gonna say
Yeah,
your screen's a little dirty, Trappy. The stream's
No,
dirty.
dude, it's
Get
the
up, bro.
Voodoo Mama Juju.
What is
I'm not sure. Do you have to see to be able to throw to your wide receivers, or is that something you need? Eyesight? Not sure.
And this is not a height. I mean, it's not a joke, but like Kyler Murray gets it done.
Oh, God.
This is not a joke, but
I mean,
you
it's
will
like, I
laugh.
played quarterback in high school, and like I'm 5'10", and like, could I see my receiver every time? No, I couldn't.
But you knew a route they're running.
You just know where they are. Like you're like, where's the
Yeah.
safety? Where's the corner? And sometimes you're like, the safety's over here. I can see the corner trailing. Like I know where he's gonna be. Just hit it.
I like it.
You don't need to see him actually.
Star Watch Jacoby Myers. No, he's not. Not today.
Look at that, Travis.
Calling him a star, dude.
Calling him a star.
star. Any buy low QB upgrade for Dak? Well, QB right now is kind of it's more of a wasteland than it's been in the recent years. And what we've seen really in fantasy is just kind of lower numbers in general. He's out of bounds. Well, that's Thornton anyways.
Thornton.
Yeah, that's second round pick. He can be inbounds. I don't care. Austin may disagree on this. We've talked a little bit about Kyler over the last few weeks. I still think Kyler's in a good buy low spot. I did like what I saw out of the offense.
In a great buy low spot.
But they're very similar. They're very similar quarterbacks.
But Hopkins,
the logic is in line.
But they're not similar because Dak's not going to run like Kyler runs. So I think that's why I would like. There's at least more upside to Kyler's case, but I think that we've definitely seen this offense bottom out over the last few weeks. So I do think Hopkins. What I saw out of that offense with Hopkins back, and they were not even on the same page really. So imagine, we got a reception there for Stevenson. That's nice.
Yes, sir.
So that's why I'm kind of in on Kyler, and it's like one of the few rushing guys you could go look at and maybe acquire right now because people are they're not going to be giving up Jalen Hurts or Josh Allen, but I think you could probably go get Kyler, and then maybe by the end of the year he's not the same as them, but he's putting up numbers bigger than Dak. The other one I could say is Lamar Jackson has had a couple bad games, and Bateman was hurt. And so I think that Lamar Jackson could be a buy low candidate too. So those are the two I'd be.
Uh-oh, look at Mac here.
Oh, God. That didn't look like it felt good. Franz just wanted to say thanks. Well, thanks, Franz. Or you're welcome.
I love his picture. Chris Farley, the GOAT.
Should have said I'm in a beginner ESPN league. Thanks for the advice. You're welcome.
You're welcome. Thanks for joining. Good luck in your matchup. Let's go. Hope you get the dub.
We got a punt already. Game's going final. Let's go.
Let's get Zappy in there.
Zappy do.
Next drive.
Yeah,
bro.
then we nail that under, dude. We get Zappy in. It is lights, camera, action. Let's go. Curtain call. Any big takeaways for you guys as we see the Bears get the field here? Any big takeaways after week 7? Other than Austin saying he'd draft Kenneth Walker 101.
Well, I was going to add to Ken Walker hitting the 22.09 speed with the ball rating this season, number 1 in the whole NFL throughout 7 weeks. Fastest player with the ball. He's a great.
And here's like on the thing. You queued it up that way. If Ken Walker is the main vein on this offense, and that's a question that we haven't answered. But if Ken Walker is the main vein on this offense, meaning the offense they look to have run through him, and he's elite with speed, he's elite at really all the areas, goal line, between the tackles, sweeps, and he's the main vein, I don't know who else quite stacks all the way up to that. Eckler is kind of the main vein. He's definitely in that category. Derrick Henry has been. And CMC has been as well. But I don't know if CMC going to the 49ers maintains his main vein status. I think that's Debo's role.
Yeah, we saw Debo in that game with CMC and in a game where they pushed. It was kind of his lowest target market share. But he's still going to be their guy. He's got a hamstring.
What's up, Ayuk?
We've also got a Ken Walker situation with the receiving. So in pure PPR formats, he just hasn't cracked over that 20-yard mark receiving. Now, that doesn't mean it can't happen. And DK getting hurt, maybe that means they'll use him more in the receiving.
Guess who's coming back this week is Travis Homer. Is starting to practice again this week. So
does that make you more or less confident that he's going to crack some of the receiving in the game? And so
about the same. He won't ever be at least this year. I don't know if I see him.
So I think that's where like the Saquon and the CMCs for me and the Ecklers, especially in PPR formats, are going to get a little bit of the edge because it's like, dude, at the end of the day, like look at Eckler's environment now. Mike Williams with the high ankle. They shut down Keenan Allen in the second half of that game because he said he couldn't burst. So like we've got a situation where Eckler is going to have to be the offense.
Yeah.
And he's already been fucking ripping it off without that. But yeah, you make an interesting point because if you would have told me at the beginning of the year that Ken Walker would be, alone in the backfield and Geno Smith was his quarterback, you'd be like, Ken Walker's going to be the main vein. But we've seen Geno Smith ball out now and he hasn't had to be the main vein. But maybe by the end of the year, we're looking at it resorting back to what Pete wants to do, right?
I mean, Ken Walker, the last 2 games where he's been leading, like where he's gotten a lot of work, they've won those games.
Yeah, and he has iced the games for them.
Oh yeah,
with those wins, or with those runs. So yeah, I'm with you on.
I'm kind of looking at they're like I don't think. Tell me if I'm wrong, but I don't think that when the Chargers like are feeling scared, they like lean on Austin Eckler. Like Austin Eckler is a beneficiary of what they do, but I don't think they're like King Eckler, take us home. And I think Ken Walker is able to hold that in a way Austin Eckler types doesn't. He's got more of a Derrick Henry vibe to me than an Austin Eckler one in that regard.
Yeah, I would tend to agree with you if the Seahawks haven't been so aggressive in through the passing attack. Like they don't need Walker to be like Henry's been before because they've been able to push the ball to their wide receivers.
And also on top of that, I mean the Seahawks running game, just the coaching for it in the offensive line, give them credit. No running back that has over 5 carries this year is under a 4.5 rush attempt per carry. I mean Walker's at a 6.71. So he's even on top of that, but whoever's running the ball in that offense right now is doing the job. I would love to get him.
So what you're saying is Ken Walker's just a system running back?
No, definitely not. He enhances it.
Oh, is this Mooney?
Mooney.
Yeah. Damn it!
Blowing up all of our.
Should have played him.
Yeah, if he gets in the passing game like Saquon Barkley, it's a better offense than the Giants. I would say number 1 running back this year in PPR. But until then, still a little bit behind him.
Travi, before this, I just got to ask, just pouring out for my boy Breece Hall, who was my pick in Dynasty, who was my pick in our league of record. Was Breece Hall in all formats going to be your 101, given the passing down work he had too?
I would have taken Breece Hall over Ken Walker. I wanted to see the rest of it play out for Breece Hall because as much as we love Breece Hall and he's much better than Michael Carter, and I'll take the L on that because I was pushing for Michael Carter early in the year. You saw that he was game tilting. You saw that in Breece Hall. But Michael Carter still existed in the red zone, poaching some goal line stuff and doing some weird stuff. So that would be a little bit of that. I mean, these other guys, you just don't see anybody in their way. That's what makes them a little bit more valuable to me. Saquon, CMC when he was on Carolina, we'll see what happens with the mix as he gets more accustomed. And then, of course, Eckler now with just the myriad of injuries the Chargers keep sustaining. But, yeah, I mean, Breece Hall, man. Pour one out for Breece Hall. He looked so damn good. And I'm excited to see him get back from this and see what happens.
He's a young quarterback too.
Early enough, too, that we're going to be, he'll still be very viable for next year's regular season.
Hopefully he can get a good recovery and all that works out. Brian coming in, first-time fantasy player here, non-competitive family league. It's always competitive, though, right? Especially
those are the worst ones. Yeah.
Some beginners on my side, 4-2, nice. 2 questions. Nice. I got Hurts in my QB1. Should I drop Tom Brady as my backup and pick up an extra wide receiver?
Is this a 12-man?
My guess is it's a smaller
wide receivers are available. Is it a super flex? Is it
how many? Yeah, give us a little bit of context.
But Hurts already just went through his bye too, so you won't even have to worry about. Yeah, I'd kind of be okay to roll with Hurts.
You're rolling Hurts every week.
If you're in an 8-person league, yes, you don't need to have Tom Brady on your roster. If you're in a 12-person league, it's different. Which wide receiver are you thinking of picking up? Which level of receivers are available in your league right here?
I just got to ask, Austin, do we want Tom Brady on our roster right now?
Bro, I was going to say,
the last 2 weeks have been disgusting to teams that are not.
Sorry.
To the Panthers and to the Steelers, right? He has not been.
And other than Tom Brady just doing things a little bit better, what's going to dramatically change? This wide receiver core has been banged up the whole time. I don't see any of the pieces that are coming together soon. Godwin to me is not going to take some big jump. Gage and Julio are not going to make some big jump. You're dealing with Evans, Fournette, White. I think it's a great question, Travis.
Yeah. To me, it's if you had somebody else that was sitting here, another rushing upside guy, I'd be more inclined to hang on. But field goal.
Field goal. Got it.
But his second part of this question is reading through ESPN. OBJ is possibly coming back to the Rams. Says to snag him early if possible. Is it worth it? Well, we don't know what team he's on. If he went back to the Rams, I don't even know if it is worth it. With their offensive line right now, the offense looks a little bit broken. It just doesn't look like something I would do. I went and picked him up in a couple leagues this week, and then news came out basically that saying a couple GMs that are close to the situation think it's more like a December return than it is a November return, which would be okay, I don't need to snag him right now then. So I subsequently dropped him in those 2 leagues that I picked him up in as well.
Yeah, I'm not starting TB over Hurts at all this season, so I'd probably be okay with it. Yeah,
I think so too.
And
are you
to
okay
top that
dropping
out,
Rodgers?
maybe.
What's that?
Are you okay dropping Rodgers?
Yeah, it would just depend on. I think he's a matchup guy that you're playing as a streamer.
Yeah.
Like I streamed him as my Josh Allen replacement this week in a league I had him, and I was fine with the 19 points that he ended up with. That's fine, okay. But I mean, he's going right back to the waiver for me. You know, you're not. That's a different situation. Obviously, that's just a bye week fill-in. But I think that's where he's kind of at. He's in the Geno to, you know what I mean, like Kirk Cousins in the right matchups, Derek Carr maybe, like that realm, which is sad to say, but that's where he's. Yeah.
I think it's so too, man. Our league of record. I think I made a mistake. I dropped, George Pickens to pick up, which I didn't like to drop it. I tried to trade. No one wanted to pick him up for any wob in the league. Nobody bought into it. It's a standard league, so it makes sense. It's 12 teams. It's only 2 wide receivers starting, so it makes
Chelsea
sense.
Grabbed him for 10 wob. What?
I know. Well, it was I gave a little advice on that side too.
Oh, okay.
It was after it already happened. It's like, she's undefeated. I think that Pickens long term is really good. It's a good investment.
He's like the perfect kind of
pickup, right?
stash for her.
But what I wish I would have done now in hindsight is I knew I was going to start Trevor Lawrence over Aaron Rodgers last week anyways. I just made that decision. I should have dropped Aaron Rodgers for the defense.
Yeah.
And held on to George Pickens. But in my mind, I'm like, well, I'm going to still hold on to Aaron Rodgers.
And then if you drop him on the right day and he has a better day than he had, maybe you go snag him back again for a little bit of wob. But yeah, I mean,
I think it's time. So we got Bean coming in. I'm tilted right now. Needing help. Got you. PPR. Need a tight end. We got Waller and Taysom Hill. Running backs are loaded with Ken Walker, Aaron Jones, Derrick Henry, Brian Robinson, ETN. Nice. Was offered Taysom Hill and ETN for Kittle. Thoughts? I am 2 and 4.
Tyreek Hill and ETN for Kittle.
Don't give. Yeah.
I have Waller and Taysom Hill. Okay. So I was offered
for a tight end right now.
Well, he's no.
Wait, no, don't give up Hill and ETN for Kittle.
Yeah, no.
No, 100% not.
No. It's a tight end. Don't get tilted on a tight end.
Try and give Brian Robinson and Taysom Hill. Try to do that deal for Kittle. But even that right now, Kittle has had back-to-back weeks with some good production. But we've talked about we were talking about this a little bit, maybe even with the CMC. There's going to be some things where there's a lot of mouths. There's a lot of different options on this offense, and they don't pass a ton enough to get all the mouths fed each and every week. And we're going to see some rotating big games, I think, from these guys, because what the Niners have done in the past, that's what kind of made this. I mean, CMC, you want to go get CMC, but the trade was a little strange because they're not a team that throws to their running backs a ton. Now, that could change because CMC demands targets. But you've got Kittle, Ayuk, Debo, and now CMC in a low passing pie, and you got to cut up all those slices. So for me, Kittle is more of a boom bust tight end than he's been in the past, even though we love the hell out of the guy and he plays the game ferociously.
Get Mac Jones second attempt here, 2nd and 7, or second set of series, second set of downs. Mac Jones is running around.
Look at him just give himself up like that. Throw the ball away at least, bro. Why are you going to take the negative
in there? Oh, my God. He looks like the guy. Oh, now I'm forgetting the movie he's in. He looks like the actor. God damn it.
The actor in the movie.
Yeah, I'm going to have to come back on that one.
Damn it, dude. Thoughts on Waller? I'm just not too confident with him at all. I don't love – if you can get him super cheap.
Well, he
has Waller. He's wondering what to do here. What sucks too is like guys you could go and like, man, we had a brutal injury day yesterday. Mm-hmm. But yeah, some of the guys I like, Juwan Johnson's been getting a little bit of work over in New Orleans. Speaking of like Taysom Hill, he's been actually heating up a little bit for New Orleans as an actual tight end for the Saints with Andy Dalton playing.
Alex streamed him last week.
Yeah. I think back-to-back weeks with like 8 or more PPR points. So like you like that out of Thompson. There was another one that we had on the waiver list today, Donnie, and now I'm blanking on it. But there's a couple guys. Oh, Dulcich saw 9 targets last week. So yeah, he's like and he scored on that Monday night last week on our watch party we saw. So like he's a guy that's interesting. Like if you're really hurting a tight end, I'd be okay kind of dropping Taysom Hill here and going picking up Dulcich, see if you can get some more consistency out of the tight end position. That would be kind of my advice. And hold on to Waller. You know, you hope he gets healthy, comes back and be a part of that offense. Because he was starting to get a little bit more work when he was healthy. But
Chills out a question. Dak Prescott dynasty value in picks, including Jimmy G in it. Including Jimmy G and
You get Jimmy G back. So you get Jimmy G, and then what picks would you?
not super flex, standard quarterback scoring. It's dynasty. Like
What do you What do you think, Austin? Because the other thing about this is it's supposed to be a rich QB class in 23. So if you can try and get in on that and get Jimmy G back, I don't know, maybe like a.
Where are we feeling on Dak? Like, is Dak Prescott best for a win now team, or is this like a quarterback you're sitting on? He seems kind of like plus everywhere.
Yes, I think that he'll be better than Jimmy, but by how much? Not by much, maybe. Like to me, I think personally, and you guys can come in if you disagree, but to me, I think that Dak is somebody that now they're gonna try and they're not gonna be as pass heavy as they've been in the past. Their defense is really good. And they're very okay with that defense winning them games and leaning on Zeke and leaning on Pollard and just kind of play into that defensive strength, which means the upside that Dak used to have. Because remember, it was just 2 years ago we were talking about this defense just being atrocious and Dak having to pass for 300 yards and a few scores. It's not the case anymore. They have a pass rush that, like, they get up by a touchdown, that pass rush deletes you from the game. Micah Parsons is awesome. So for me, I think he's in a very similar situation as Jimmy G, right? Jimmy G plays for a team that's conservative and has a really good defense. Obviously Dak's going to have a little bit more rushing upside, but
he said here he wants Russ and my 2023 second and third. So you're giving him Russell Wilson, your second and third to get Dak. I think he comes out ahead.
Yeah.
What's the best pick? Would you give up a first round pick for Dak Prescott?
I don't think I would.
I don't think I would either.
Yeah, I don't think I would. I'd rather just take my chance. Was that second round?
Do a second round.
I think if I knew the second round was going to be at the end, yeah, maybe. But I'm more on the third round. Yeah, I'm more on the third round borderline right now because the more I think about it, I'd almost be inclined, if I'm not win now, trade Dak out and roll the dice with one of these, rich QB class and roll the dice that one of them gets on a team that's going to need him. Mm-hmm. Like, what happens if the Jets flounder out and Zach Wilson sucks and they land one of these legit quarterbacks?
Like a really nice destination.
Like Detroit. Detroit lands a quarterback next year with all of these weapons. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be some nice plug-and-play quarterbacks.
Here's why I'm going to tell you no, Chill. This is why I don't think if it's going to be a high-end second. Here's the way I look at dynasty picks. Now, look, you can bust on your 101 pick. A lot of folks took CEH 101, and you're disappointed taking CEH 101 in dynasty rookie drafts. He's not a bust. He's a bust in his relative sense of where he was taken, the value you had to spend to pick him up. But with that said, outside of like the first couple of picks, the bust rate is low in the first round for rookie drafts, but it still does exist. But when I look at a first round selection, I'm looking at getting myself either a very impactful or even a cornerstone piece with a low bust rate. That's how I look at that first round. Second round in the beginning is the same thing, but just a little bit less of a sure thing, a little less of a high ceiling, but it can still happen. That, though, fades out for me in about the middle of the second round. Like, there's a big drop for me between like pick 7, 8, 9 in the second round and picks like 1, 2, and 3 in the second round. There's a pretty darn big fall off there. And then at the end of the second round, third round, I feel pretty good about getting rid of my third round picks for any kind of substance straight up, because you look at how many busts happen in your dynasties third round rookie selection. Go ahead. If you're in a dynasty league, look at 2 years ago, 3 years ago, scan the third round. Look at how many no names were selected in the third round. It was more than studs. I promise you that. So I'm down giving up on a third round pick because even smart people are wrong all the time. And the hit rate becomes so low in the third. Yeah, I'd feel fine with the third round pick. High second though. I don't feel good about that for Dak. Great question, Joe.
Would you do Russ in a third for Dak?
If I could get any value out of Russ, it's dynasty.
Yeah, I think I would do it still, though. I think Dak's younger. He's looked better recently, even though he's been injured. Russ just looked horrible. I don't know.
It's an interesting one because, Do you think this version of Russ? You got to remove your Seattle bias here.
Well, I put the curse on him this season. That's why.
Well, technically, you think he's going to rebound next year, right? Because then you get the pick. So if we actually look at it objectively, they fire Hackett, they bring in somebody more accustomed to whatever Russ is. Is Russ more like this version of himself, or is he more like a version of himself? That was a top 10, top 8 QB in fantasy in Seattle. What is Russ the issue here, or is it a culmination? And if it's a culmination, can Russ rebound, or is he past the curve of that?
I always wanted to non-biasedly think that he was going to be a top quarterback into his 40s, but I always had the worry about his height. It sucks. He's an elite quarterback, and his height had nothing to do with it, but he had the mobility too. This worries me about Kyler Murray in the future too. What happens when they age and they lose that mobility or most of it? Are they still going to be elite? Can they still be great quarterbacks when they have to be just in the pocket? I don't know.
Equanimous.
It seemed he has sucked more healthy this season than I ever deemed possible.
It's funny because you've still seen him have these flashes, like the Vegas game. He had some good stuff. The beginning of the Chargers game, you're like, oh shit, okay. Mm-hmm. You see some stuff that's there, which makes me want to. I continue to think it's more Hackett. I mean, he's still got his own issues. He's got his own demons. Don't get me wrong, but I think that Hackett is more of a deterrent to this than I would. I wouldn't trade Russ and anything to get Dak. I don't think I would. I don't think I'd do that deal.
I'm shocked about.
I'm just not that excited about Dak. I'm not there.
I know that Russ has got the injury this year, and so we've talked about this, but he's saying he's got Geno and Stafford too. I'm okay with just kind of rolling with Geno and Jimmy G in spots, right? Or was Jimmy G on the comeback, or did you say
is Dak an answer for you, or is Dak just a fill-in plus?
I think he's a fill-in plus. Just the dynamic. Yeah, the dynamic this year is just not. I mean, the Bears are driving here. They're about to be potentially up 10-0. Not good for the game script. Not good for the anti-Jacoby Myers game script.
I'm shocked about. I never thought it was possible. Every single interview Russ ever had in Seattle, he ended the interview with "Go Hawks." I thought it was be for sure the same thing. Broncos country, let's ride.
Well, he did try to do it.
So much shit after this couple of losses, man.
He hasn't done it.
His manager must have been like, "Bro, don't fucking say it, you robot."
There's a big difference between "Go Hawks" and "Let's ride."
Well, "Let's ride" is now caught in a fire on the internet. It's like we're gonna put the worst crash videos. It's like Broncos country, let's ride, and then it's like this crash video. Like, remember the boat video, Austin, where they're all in the boat, and then they crash and they go.
Did I send that to you last week?
No, but that's the one that was this week.
I swear to God, it was less than 4 or 5 nights ago. That came up for some weird reason, and I was like 1 a.m, and I woke Chelsea up from how hard I was laughing. I sent Casey Downs that video in the last 5 days. Good. Turned down for what?
Yeah, but they had this one, and it was like Broncos country, let's ride. And I got to send it to you. It's got Russ in the boat saying, let's ride.
That's right.
And he flies out. It's so funny. Justin Fields.
Touchdown, baby.
Rushing tutty.
Score. Bear starting
a little dance. Do we have the attempts or the yards for him? The yards, right? I think it's the yards.
Rushing yards, yeah. He had the over on the rushing yards.
40 and change.
I wouldn't, Ron coming in here, it's on the staff. I wouldn't bet against Stafford. I would want the possible upside of Wilson. But it could easily and cheaply upgrade from Geno or Jimmy for Dak. I would definitely do that. You have a lot of QBs here.
Try to trade a couple of them for some picks. So if you know you're going to have a rough season, get more draft picks.
Yeah.
Dynasty's a little different in our minds than redraft too. I mean, you never want to say you're riding the losing the rest of the season, but if you're in a competitive dynasty league and you know you're going to have a top tier pick and you have some older guys, try to play for next year.
Yeah, I just think that you're rostering too many QBs at this point. And what you're trying to do, I understand what you're trying to do. You're trying to find that one that you can ride out, like you can get. I would say Ron makes a good point. I'd be more inclined to keep Russ if you're going to try and play the long game with one of these guys. Like play the long game with Russ. He's got talent on the roster. They just probably have to fix the play calling, fix the offensive line, get some of these guys back healthy. This is not the year. We can see that now. But it doesn't mean he's completely dust. Yeah, I'd be more inclined to keep him, I think. And honestly, I don't think it's that far off. Like I'd take Dak right now in Dynasty. He's younger, obviously, and he's got a better environment right now. But I don't think it's that far off from Russ. We could be sitting here a year from now and be like, okay, Russ is kind of back more what we thought he could be. Not all the way, but like I think, where Dak is. I do have concerns about Dak's ceiling.
Especially an early second. There's no way I would. Yeah, I'm not giving up an early second for Dak.
I mean, to me, second, they're not more valuable than first, but they're close. They're close to being as good as first sometimes because you can really hit these seconds. And I think it's about, a similar bust rate in these rookie drafts when you can nail a second rounder because things get murky. That's when your league mates, if they're not paying as much attention as you, can kind of slip up. Not that, we're all great at rookie evaluation, but I just think it's a good opportunity to keep those seconds.
100%. Yeah, I think in my 20-man league, I think.
Yeah, I think Ron's making a good point about Geno. Hold on, sorry. He says, I think Geno's value nosedives after this year. There's a fair chance Jimmy has no starting job. Well, yeah, I mean, that's very much true. If you can turn Geno and Jimmy into something, even picks, I think that's a fair, capitalize on Geno's value right now. Because Geno's not going to be your guys' franchise quarterback.
If he keeps playing like this, I could see us giving him a multi-year deal, but
really,
I don't know. You never know what Pete does, man.
All right, let me ask you this. Let me ask you this, because you're going to get multiple firsts, right? You have multiple firsts next year.
You have 2 first-round picks, 2 second-round
and you
picks. We could get a top 10.
You want the Broncos. The Broncos, man, that's actually looking a lot better than preseason, dude.
Looking great. And so what if we make the playoffs?
Yeah, so that's my question is, how far do you need to go? He wins the Pro Bowl. They're not playing the Pro Bowl. If he goes to the Pro Bowl.
Goes to the Pro Bowl.
He gets a nomination.
Went to the Pro Bowl.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think they're
not
playing
wins,
it.
Yeah, nobody wins the Pro Bowl.
Mac Jones won it last year with the gritty, dude. Better gritty, Mac Jones or Mike Gesicki?
C, neither of them.
Okay. How far does Geno have to go to retain his job? Because that's the question we're asking here.
He's already close. With Pete Carroll there, he's already close for them to re-sign him for a couple-year deal.
Let me ask you what this whole update 2 weeks ago was about Drew Lock nipping at his heels.
That's so stupid. I think Carroll's just all about competition, man.
Yeah, okay. Was Carroll just being like, hey, didn't you guys just lost that game to New Orleans, I think? Was he just trying to be like, hey, don't fuck up. Drew Lock. Big Dick Drew Lock is in the horsecock lock is in the corner. I think that's a good strategy, as Ron's trying to point out here about turning those other 2 guys. No. Oh, that's Thornton. Okay. I've done that twice now. Chill saying, I'm 3-3 right now. Starting lineup is those QBs: Sutton, Mooney, Moore, Curtis Samuel, Dallas Goedert, and Fournette, Aaron Jones, Eckler, and Mixon. 2 flex, 2 wide receivers, 2 running backs. Thinking I'll make a playoff run. What's a good buy low wide receiver 1 right now?
Maybe Cortland Sutton.
Sutton's a good one.
George Pickens might be a good one to pick up some action. Any update on Deontay?
He came back into the game. I think he's fine.
So maybe not, actually.
Yeah. But I do think that Pickens is a decent buy low. We're going to have games like all those guys got involved the last few weeks with Pickett in the lineup. I mean, I think we're sitting here with Claypool getting involved. Deontay's the one that actually I think doesn't have enough juice based on Pickett's play style. I think it's actually, obviously Pickens, who's kind of become this alpha for them. And then the other guys are kind of compilers.
I'm going to throw out some other names here for you of varying values that I think have some interesting pieces to them. AJ Brown, Terry McLaurin.
Oh my God.
Is that Mac?
Yeah.
Ankle looking all right.
Yeah.
So I like Terry with Heineke coming in. If he's better, I mean, it worked out for him last week. AJ Brown has kind of been up and down. Devonta Smith actually might be another guy. Either one, you might be able to get Devonta Smith super cheap.
I think Godwin, even Mike Evans, who had a bad game. These are guys like I'd be interested in going to snag.
High ceilings.
There was another wide receiver.
DJ Moore, maybe.
DJ Moore's interesting with PJ Walker in there, and just like the fact that he's like all they have now.
They're all wide receiver ones, like they're wide receiver ones on their team, maybe.
Right.
But Brian coming here with Njoku, Amari Cooper would be someone who's probably cheap and has upside.
Amari Cooper's a good one. I think Lockett with the Metcalf stuff going on, like he didn't have a perfect game, but you probably still have to buy him high a little bit. And I'm not saying he'll be a wide receiver one either, even like when DK comes back, but he'll be a solid wide receiver too, I think, with some blow up games for you.
We just don't know if how much action DK is going to miss yet.
No, but I mean, even when DK's there, Lockett.
Lockett's really good.
Lockett's been pretty solid. So you could get the boom games maybe even with DK out, and then have a steady wide receiver too when he's back. I'm trying to think who else.
T. Higgins' value is a little bit depressed because of how good Jamar's been.
Yeah, and Tyler Boyd had a huge game. I like T. Higgins. He came through. He almost had a touchdown in that game that looked really good. Yeah, T. Higgins is a good one for sure. Trying to think. Yeah, Ron talking about Garrett Wilson.
That are like guys with ceilings who haven't been doing it a lot, that we think are going to hit their ceilings more times moving forward than maybe they have up to this point. So you might be able to buy them for a value.
Garrett Wilson sucks. I got rid of him weeks ago. The Jets are going nowhere. Well, the Jets are doing all right, which is depressing the passing game volume.
Yeah, bro, the Jets are crushing it, actually.
Yeah, the Jets are doing well, but
I'm so sad about the Breece Hall thing, dude. That sucks. Just because it's like you love to see these young squads coming together, and Breece, Sauce Gardner, Garrett Wilson, he doesn't suck. He maybe is a little underutilized or whatever, but like,
yeah,
this team is fun, man.
Elijah Moore.
Yes.
Even Tyler Conklin was looking like pretty fun.
Corey Davis.
Yeah.
Fun squad.
Yeah. With Njoku out, thinking about Otten or Dulcich as for a replacement tight end, good choices or pass? I like Dulcich. Sure. I think Dulcich is a fine replacement for Njoku. We've got just a really firm timeline of 2 to 5 weeks for Njoku.
Brian, here's what you just do really quick too. Not insinuating where your emotional stability is or not. Mine flares a little when I lose players. If you lose a quarterback or a tight end, especially if Njoku is your dude, that means you didn't spend a lot of capital acquiring him. Don't get yourself worked up. You're fine. Like, you're fine. Tight ends, quarterbacks, they're so streamable. You might have had a piece for a while there in Njoku, and Njoku was starting to knock on the door of your answer, but he really hadn't because he didn't blow up. His floor was just really, really high. Like most tight ends' floors are like 2-3 points. Njoku's floor to me looked like 5-6 points in a standard league, but we didn't see Njoku yet have that like 100 yards and 2 touchdown game. He didn't do that for you yet. So like Njoku, even though he was like a top 6 tight end, he wasn't like a Mark Andrews or a Travis Kelce or anything like that. Not even close on that. So just chill. Like, don't do anything wild. Don't do anything brass. Like, I played fucking Austin Hooper in our Dynasty League of record, and he got me like 8 points yesterday.
Yeah, I think you just like Austin put it pretty well there. You just kind of joined the pool of guys that are like wishing and hoping and praying every week at tight end now. Like, yeah, you got where'd you get Njoku? The 12th round? 13, maybe on waivers even, because I remember he had some bad games to start. So
Cole Kmet was going ahead of Njoku in every single draft.
We have a video saying why Cole Kmet will win your league up, and people are asking for me to apologize for that. They're asking for us to apologize for that and say, why would you apologize? First of all, if drafting Cole Kmet ruined your season, you got to learn how to adjust, brother or sister. Like, and
don't draft Cole Kmet that high ever.
Maybe it's from a video where like first round pick Cole Kmet. Our guys said it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. Like, yeah, I think that's a great call. Kind of roll with it. And know that we're also saying this to ourselves. So the therapy session for us as well.
Exactly.
Yeah. Chill says, what's the most you'd trade for Amari Cooper? I got to look at your squad again. Yeah, which more is that you have here? Because like maybe you could package Curtis Samuel. I think Ron suggested Curtis Samuel. Like, I don't know which more this is. If it's Elijah, I'd be willing to kind of move Elijah and Curtis Samuel for Amari Cooper.
Well, for sure.
Love it. It's even DJ Moore, maybe. Do you buy the DJ Moore, or you know what I mean? Because like to me, I think DJ Moore is going to be a little bit more boom bust than Amari. Mm-hmm. And if you're looking to really just get a solidified piece in there, I think Amari's.
I'm actually feeling a little more consistent about DJ Moore because I listened to PJ Walker say I'm going to my playmakers, and they don't have a lot of playmakers left after this fire sale. So DJ Moore, and look, I like Chuba Hubbard and Deonta Foreman. I actually do. I think they're fine, but they're not your studs, right? You got one stud left on that offense, and it's DJ Moore. And then it's Terrace Marshall. No,
yeah, so he's got Elijah Moore. Yeah, you can definitely. I think you can trade him.
Yeah, I'd be shocked if the guy.
Well, I don't think he's getting traded. They basically sat him down and said, "You're not playing, and we're not trading you." And now he's back with the team. So it was kind of like they put him in timeout.
Yeah, they did the same thing to Mims in the offseason.
Denzel Mims, yeah.
Yeah, they said, "Sit your ass down. We drafted you."
What?
They should keep him. They should not trade DJ Moore, in my opinion. Like he's what,
Elijah Moore or Elijah Moore?
Oh, we're talking about Elijah.
Yeah.
We just switched over to Elijah.
And agreed, though. Agreed.
Deal with the attitude, Elijah. Like, why are you fucking getting bent out of shape, bro? Your team is winning. Garrett Wilson is next to you, and he's really good. What are you bitching about, dude? I don't get it.
I want the targets, man.
I think in some respect I'm with you, but in other respect, Elijah Moore's next contract is dependent on the usage that he gets.
True.
And like so for him, he's kind of like, hey man, I know what I'm worth. I know how good I am. I have a Zach Wilson problem, and just because that's the Jets' problem, it doesn't have to be my problem. I know you want to be part of the team. I get that. I'm with that too. So it's a little conflicted for me because I'm like, man, like hopefully, but Elijah Moore should also be patient because next year, if this doesn't happen with Zach Wilson, they're not going to stick with Zach Wilson, dude. They have built the team to drop another quarterback in, and that's what I think they'll probably do.
Apparently, there's chemistry issues in the wide receiver room for the Jets. Chill a second.
The chemistry issues are called Zach Wilson. Have you watched Zach Wilson play football?
Back in there, man.
Please do not. Oh, like they're not friends? Maybe. I don't think. I don't know.
You saying like
I have not seen anything like that.
Chemistry.
I mean, maybe because none of these guys are Mormons. Yeah.
Was it Elijah Moore's mom?
Oh, now we're talking. Saul is like, hey, man, what's your deal? And he's like, well, he banged my mom. It's like, you let him bang your mom? Sit down.
My mom is 73 years old.
This guy says Walmart Aaron Rodgers. More like Dollar General Aaron Rodgers, dude.
He's like,
I don't even know if I'd call him any kind of Aaron Rodgers.
He's like Johnny Manziel.
Yes. Yes, that is what he's
better like. Arm than Johnny Manziel, but very similar.
What's the best wide receiver 1/tight end combo I can get for a few of the following guys? Lazard, Deontay Johnson, Olave, Curtis Samuel, Etienne, B-Rob, Aaron Jones, and Waller.
I mean, it's always going to depend on the guy, of course.
Yeah. Circle K, Aaron Rodgers.
So who's the most like prime to trade guys here?
Who would I want to trade away? The problem is like the guys I'd say trade away, like Lazard would be one maybe you trade away. He just got banged up. You can't you're not going to be able to move him. Deontay has no value really. And the other guys that you have that like Aaron Jones, Etienne, Olave, I want you to keep those guys. I don't want you trading those guys away. I think they're good.
Guys I actually really like on here. I like Olave. I like Etienne. I think I like Aaron Jones. But I'm kind of fencing it. I'm a little scared about our Packers. I'm okay moving everybody else.
What if you can do? Oh, he wants wide receiver. I was going to say Deontay and Aaron Jones for a better wide receiver for a better running back.
I mean, that'd be nice.
I would do that.
Like, what kind of running back would you want?
I was thinking low end running back one. I mean, I would do for Swift. I think you could do that deal for Swift because your Swift owners out there are just like, when the fuck is he coming back?
Swift. Okay, I hear that. I think that kind of works out.
Yeah,
Get some name value bump there, Jones. Yeah, and I'm not surprised. Yeah, I like.
Deontay had 10 targets last week, so I mean, his value's a little lower, but.
And we just named a lot of the wide receivers that we liked. That you can kind of target that are high ceiling wide receivers, but not as primed value wise right now.
Oh, pick.
Oh,
wow.
Maybe the line was wrong. Maybe it's the Bears who should be favored by now.
Bears are looking better, man. The Bears looked all right last week, and Mac Jones behind center is not a good thing for you.
But in Zappy, baby.
Zappy dappy doo.
Who's number 9? That was a good pick.
I don't know.
Samuel did look like Debo the first 3 weeks.
I nicknamed him in Sleeper Little Debo, but
I was like Debo Samuel his first 2 years.
He's looking like Debo Samuel's hamstring.
I mean, it's just like it's Washington. It's weird. Curtis Samuel hasn't like fully claimed that role. Like it's one thing to come in and like have a good karaoke performance, and it's another thing to get signed to a record label. You know what I mean? And I feel like we just saw some like karaoke performance.
It's like A Star Is Born.
You got to go hit the karaoke scene pretty damn hard, pretty consistently, and get a couple of viral videos to pop out before you actually make it happen. You can, but you're gonna need some more.
Oh, it was the rookie Brisker with the pick, by the way. Safety.
It's fun. It's fun. It's not a game.
It's not a game.
Do you want to partner?
Let's do it.
It's like throwing the ball up against the wall.
Curtis Samuel and what for Amari Cooper, do you think?
Is this the same team?
Yeah.
The same team you just gave us?
Mooney, Sutton.
Again, it's always going to depend on what.
I'd go Mooney and Curtis Samuel if you can do that for Amari.
Oh,
you need Mooney to do something though this game. He's got the 12 targets last game, the decent game the week before. But I wouldn't be willing to trade any of the other guys I think you had. Like Sutton, I think is part of your mix in there, and I'd be keeping Sutton. Although
I would try
Sutton,
to trade Sutton.
If you could get Sutton like more value than Amari Cooper, you got to try and get maybe an RB2, a consistent RB2 or something.
I kind of like. I know I said that we got Curtis Samuel or not Curtis Samuel. You just said his name. What the fuck are we talking about? The big wide receiver. Cortland Sutton. I know we just said kind of a buy low on him, but like if I could sell that name value on Cortland Sutton, I'm doing it
for sure.
Fast. There's too many variables, right? It's like we never fully saw it out of him. He didn't like stick that mark like we thought he would. Now Russell Wilson is a big question mark. We don't know what they're going to do. We don't know whoever is actually going to be there, what they're looking at. Like there's just so many question marks now around Cortland Sutton. If you could still sell him to somebody who's looking at him in that like round 3 or 4 value he was going at 6 weeks ago, yes, do it.
Especially even if they trade Judy, still trade Sutton. It's still a rough offense, I think, this year.
It looks like one of those offenses that's just like doing the best every day they can. It's not like they're inflicting their will. It's not like they're improving upon last week's steps. It's like, I'm just going to take what the good Lord gives me every day and do the best with my God-given talents. Amen.
I woke up,
what I mean? That's how I'm feeling about this offense right now. Like it's so sporadic. Everything is like nothing is designed. It's whatever happens, and maybe you get lucky.
Yeah.
Oh man, that was sexy.
Yeah.
That was perfect pick. High ball. Damn. High point pick. That was great.
Fields dropping back. Deep shot to Mooney. Broken up.
I think I want to trade Travis in our Dynasty League. Speaking on it's got big Cortland Sutton vibes to it too. And he's been good for me, and I've been a big supporter.
Yeah, I think Terry's a good one. Hopefully you get a couple pop games here. Actually, I might be interested in trading for Terry McLaurin.
You want to pick up Terry? I'm just kind of, it's like in Dynasty when it gets we were saying this before, Travis. There's no ownership in Dynasty, really. It's funny. Like you're you got these guys for so long, and so you're like, oh, he's my boy.
But they've all turned over so much.
We move so many studs in Dynasty. It's more fun that way, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, I might be interested in Terry. I have Allen Robinson problem on my Dynasty squad right now. So, and so most weeks, luckily Olave hit. So I'm riding AJ Brown, Olave, and then kind of a mix mash of like Adam Thielen and Allen Robinson different weeks. So maybe McLaurin makes sense for me.
Yeah, maybe. And also, I'm gonna have to have some more flex action. Saying goodbye to Brees this year. Bye, Brees.
But you still have Monty? No.
I got Dave Montgomery. I got Ramondre Stevenson. I got Nick Chubb.
Yeah, so you've got some, but
This is your Dynasty League?
yeah.
But losing a Brees Hall is
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to say it's not bad. I was trying to say that I think I thought I saw Monty on your bench most weeks, right? So you have the ability to kind of plug Monty in, which is not Brees Hall, but it's not, it's not Mike Boone or something.
Nope.
Ooh, I went to the IR today.
Wow, 10-0 Bears.
Dude, I can't believe I had the cojones to take Gus out of the IR spot on Sunday morning. Randomly saw the update that he's getting the work with the ones in the warm-ups.
Start him?
Put him in the flex for the 2 touchdowns.
Nice.
Yes, sir.
Man.
What league was this in?
Dynasty.
Oh, nice.
So, yeah, so it was,
Very good.
I'm holding on to I think it's like a 15-point or so lead over Chris Thomas. He's got Damian Harris rocking tonight. So
Okay. See if Ramondre's got me my 3 points that I need.
Zappy's in.
Oh,
Oh my god! And the crowd is going nuts, dude.
Yes.
Zappy!
And Mac is like, "Fuck me."
It's that
dude.
day when your fans like your 4th round rookie over your 1st round 2-year pro.
Look at them. They just love these old Boston people and their nostalgia. They're just like, "Remember when we put Brady in over Drew Bledsoe, dude?"
Completion 3 yards.
And all he does is
Zappy, Zappy's just got he doesn't have like that big arm, but he doesn't make mistakes. So,
but he's got that big dick.
Got big dick.
big old dick, small little arm.
What? Whipping that thing around like a catapult.
Oh man.
Well,
Zappy's in, man.
A big dick would look like a small arm, So,
is Mac Jones coming back, or is this a turnover, or is this? Are they
I have
actually?
no fucking clue, dude.
We're down 10-0
Maybe
against the
Schefter
Bears.
was on it though. Schefter called it, and we have now seen. I mean, it's not like. I mean, I don't know. I'll be interested to see if they're going to rotate series or if this is it for Mac for the night.
I think it
Maybe
all depends
Mac
on how well
pushed to
Zappy
come
does.
back. That would not surprise me if Mac was like, "Fuck, dude, I'm in New England. This is how Brady began. Blah 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 blah. I better get back." And then basically Bill was like, "Well, you can get the start. I owe you the start. But if we're not doing anything, I'm going back to Zappy. Like if your ankle's limiting you, I'm going back to him."
I'm giving kudos to Bill Belichick, and that doesn't come from me often.
Yeah. Oh, Stevenson.
Ramondre!
Oh, I'm gonna beat Johnny on this play. Yay!
Let's go, baby. Yay.
Now let me go ahead and just stare at the score while it updates.
I'm not doing anything right here.
Maybe it'll update on air.
Do it.
Update.
Do it.
Update.
Do
Give
it.
it points. Give it points.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice.
If I put up a picture on the screen of Zappy and Mac Jones in their helmet, could you tell
The
who's
same
who?
person. Yeah, it could, but barely.
You could do the last 7. Actually, that's not true. Yes. I don't know.
Oh, Zappy going back, going deep.
Come on,
No.
baby. Come on, baby.
No.
Oh no, is that Myers?
No. Oh no.
I was rooting for Zappy there, not Myers. Good for Zappy, bad for
No,
Krabby.
dude.
That sign right there too.
Travis, not to poke you, but we are on air. Can you describe your feelings?
Terrible.
The ball might have hit the ground.
Did he get
He's
touched
down.
down?
Oh, he got
He's
touched.
down.
He got
No,
touched.
no, it's not gonna be a score. It's not gonna be a
Tell
score.
me he's down.
We're
Okay.
Zappy fans right now, though, man.
Now did he touch him? So he's touched. Ooh, I don't know.
Yeah, he's probably in.
We're gonna have to slow it down. Because does he get all of his knees up when he's actually being touched? He's in this like crab crawl mode.
Mac Jones had 13 total passing yards. Zappy's already like 7 times that.
Please tell me that he's down.
And
Let's see.
touch and
Fuck.
damn.
God damn it, dude.
Why'd they put Zappy in, fuckers?
Hmm.
So fucking stupid.
So how many leagues were you going against Jacoby Myers in?
3.
3.
Yeah. Well, one of them I already won, so 2 is the only one that really mattered in.
So you had Jacoby attacking you in 2 leagues.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, and that was enough.
Yeah, I mean, even if he would have to go negative yards and fumble. It's over.
No, I'm sorry, Travis.
It's all good.
It's the world we live in with this fucking fantasy shit.
Who beat you? Do I know them?
Hannon
Do they benefit me?
and Zaba.
Oh, I would have liked you to beat both of them.
Yep.
Dang.
Me too.
Mm-hmm. Now Hannon started Jacoby Myers.
Yeah, he had a bunch of people on by. Let's see here. Chill saying, should I trade for Juju? What's the max you'd trade for him? And what's his dynasty outlook?
He's had 2 really good games. Do we think that he broke big plays though, right? Out in both. Is his strong production recently something you can bank on, or has it been a little bit of an overextension? Honest question.
Well, I don't know. He's had 8 targets in 5 of 7 games. I don't know, man. Over 100 yards the last 2 games.
I mean, Juju's like I don't know that he's going to be reliable.
I think he's a sell high candidate right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would agree with that.
I don't think he's like a buy high. I think he's a sell high right now. But that's not the question. What's the max you trade for him right now in his dynasty outlook? Let's just think about this in terms of picks. Would you give up in dynasty right now? Let's say you're in like a somewhat win now mode. You know, like somewhat, it's not like you're cashing all the way, but you're somewhat win now mode. Would you give up a mid-second round pick for Juju?
If I needed a wide receiver and I was in win now, probably. If I knew it was going to be a mid to late second, yeah, I probably would.
Any higher than that, I don't think I feel good. Like, I don't think I want to give an early second for Juju this year.
Mm-mm. And he has an early. Chill, I think, set his seconds an early second. I think that was the same person. Can't remember.
I might give up my early second for Juju in a third. Or Juju in like a May. I don't think I'd do Juju in a fourth. But I'd give up an early second for Juju in a third.
What about Mooney in a third? For
No.
Juju.
I don't really want Mooney.
No. You give up Mooney in a third for Juju.
Oh, yeah, I would do that for sure. I think I would do that for sure. I wouldn't do that at all.
Jay Keith, should I trade Mixon and Walker for Eckler? No. Do not trade Mixon and Walker.
I'd like to be trying to pick up Mixon.
Mixon's a good buy low. I mean, he scored finally. mean,
the offense, man.
On the
400
goal line.
passing yards and 6 minutes left in the third quarter for Burrow.
Yeah,
Holy
we've
crap.
seen the Bengals kind of turn the corner, kind of like they did last year, late in the year.
Like Justin
And they are
the rushing yards
like-
totals good for us.
going out of the running a lot of plays out of shotgun and just really tearing apart defenses right now. So I'm in on the offense. In fact, Burrow's like a top 5 QB, I think, rest of the way, based on the way they're playing right now.
Should you panic on Amon-Ra?
He's probably going to play this week. They said he wasn't even a.
I'm actually out as a dynasty roster. I sat Amon-Ra last week because I wasn't sold on the recovery timeline given his ankle. I think that Amon-Ra is such a freaking tough dude. We all saw him working out with his dad in those old ass weights. I think he tries to get back as soon as he could on that ankle, and ankle injuries are one that just lower your ceiling. Was I happy he got concussed? No. Was I happy that his ankle had less work on it last week and then he had more recovery before his next game? Yes, I am happy about that. So I'm not worried
about the ankle. He got removed from the game for a concussion that he didn't even have. It was the independent neurologist that pulled them because of the new protocol, and he already cleared the protocol today. It looks good for him to play.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah, so I wouldn't panic. Like it didn't have anything to do with the ankle. It was a totally different situation. It was early in that game that they pulled him out. So
no panic.
Yeah, there's no panic.
Pick up him on. He actually might be a good buy low candidate right now. I'm on Ross St. Brown.
What's up, Brandon?
What's up, Brandon?
How are you, man? Appreciate you, brother. Don't appreciate you, Kobe Myers.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man.
Bastard.
That was tough. Especially he was like down and then he wasn't down.
It's like a fucking blown coverage too. The Bears were doing really well. Now they're just
reception.
Speaking of,
absolutely.
Was he hit as he threw? Because that looked like a duck.
That was.
Man, I gotta say, maybe I'm just in a bad place, but these Patriots fans are ugly. They're ugly people.
You know, I hate the Patriots fans that we grew up with only know winning. I've been wanting them just to have. I threw right at his helmet. I just want the Patriots to feel the losing seasons for a while.
Feel that. Couple questions here coming in. Jackson Daniel, trade Geno Smith, Devonta Smith for Travis Etienne. If you can get away with this and you can get Travis Etienne, do it. Yes, do it if you can get away with it. I'd like Travis Etienne. J. Cat's back. I have Chase and I'm on Raw. I have McLaurin, Pickens, Olave on my bench. Should I make a package and try to upgrade? This is nice depth, man, and we are not even halfway through. And I think the number one, if someone's like, oh, what is fantasy football all about? If I had to give you just one word, I'm going attrition. Every year it gets this point, and I think we mentally try to block it out because attrition means somebody that you spent capital on, somebody that helped win you games, somebody that you cheered for and filled your heart with so much dopamine and serotonin is now not playing anymore. Maybe they're not playing for a while. It's truly heartbreaking. It is way too more emotionally impactful than it absolutely should be. So my point with that is we try to pretend attrition isn't as big a deal as it actually is. Everybody in the NFL gets banged up. This is such a violent game. Which star run? Like Travis, we were talking about Breece Hall and how sad I was, to have him have this ACL injury. And then it's like, well, look at all the other like elite top level running backs: Saquon Barkley, Christian McCaffrey. These guys have all had like major injuries. Dalvin Cook, like these guys have all had major injuries that kept him out for extended amounts of time. Leonard Fournette, Derrick Henry, kind of different, but Derrick Henry wasn't good his first 3 years. Guys who came in and hit the ground running and were RB1s their rookie season, Saquon, CMC, Leonard Fournette, all these guys have had significant injuries. Leonard Fournette is a combination of compiling injuries, but he's missed a lot of time from it. So it's just like all these guys get banged up. All these guys get really, really hurt. You need depth. Don't just try to go package up. Now, if you're like the trade deadline's coming up, that is when you start to maybe consider it. You still want to have some flexible pieces going into the playoffs. You still want to be able to capitalize on matchups. You still want to be prepared if one of your studs goes down week 14, week 15, or further along now, week 15, 16, whatever. I wouldn't try to I wouldn't try to upgrade right now. Depends, but that's my take.
Yeah, I think I'm with you for most of that, especially after the week we just had. Like, it was a bloodbath, but
It's an easy week to bring this up. Sure.
I also think
Ooh,
of that group,
what a
I'd be looking to
catch.
get like McLaurin and Pickens together, and then maybe trying to get another wide receiver of better value out of those two. But yeah,
Like a McLaurin and a Pickens for
one of
AJ
the
Brown's expensive.
yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. They might. I don't think they'd do that, but yeah, something like
Just try
maybe Devonta Smith. What do you think about that? Devonta Smith. It's a little bit more. I don't know if I'd go both of those, but
Yeah, those are too
close.
much for him. But I like to sell high on Pickens, especially after those like that catch. People are like just in awe about his talent. That offense doesn't really excite me too much still.
And Claypool and Deontay aren't bad.
Dude, I think Mac Jones just lost his job.
I think so too.
Like, this offense just has more zip with Zappy. Zip and Zappy?
Do
Zappy do.
got some questions here. Zachary Henry Debo for Cup. Derrick Henry Debo for Cup. I
no.
wouldn't.
Yeah,
I don't think so.
No.
Maybe in PPR, but no, I don't think so. Would you, Travis?
I might do this deal.
Really?
The problem is Henry looks so good. I don't think I could do it.
Yeah.
But, like, yeah, in PPR.
Andre, baby. Good run.
Dude.
Yeah, don't be too scared about Debo with CMC there. He's still gonna have his Debo role.
I do too.
And Henry's look great too. I would just keep what you got.
Yeah. DJ Nightmare 14. Oh, boys, what a week. I was down by 20 last night with only Raheem Mostert and a dream. Hell yeah, boys, winning by 0.9 feels so good. Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Yeah, it's good.
It feels almost as bad as losing does.
It's not even close.
Losing.
Yeah. I have Kittle and Higbee. Is it worth holding both on the roster?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Both have been really solid.
Always keep yourself open to trades. Always look to upgrade. I don't care if you've got I don't care if you've got like Patrick Mahomes as your quarterback. Is Josh Allen available? You know what I mean? Like, always look to get better. You're fine.
I like it a lot.
AFC East is the new best division in the NFL? Question mark.
It's a good question. Who is the best division in the NFL right now?
I mean, right now, the AFC East, you could make a case. You
Does
got
any team
Buffalo.
scare you? Buffalo does.
Yeah, Buffalo.
Does New York scare you?
If Miami's healthy, they'd scare me. I think Miami's wide receivers on offense definitely scare me. The defense has not been healthy. If the offensive line hits a stride there, Jets defense is really solid. Offense doesn't scare me.
I'm just not
What
yet
about
scared
NFC?
of the Jets or the Dolphins. To me, it's like that. It's like watching that kid you've seen grow up, and you're like, man, this kid's pretty good. And now, like, did they make the jump? And you're like, I'm just not scared of you. I'm just more happy that you're doing good.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's just like, also we're just looking at the NFL right now. Like, there's two good teams, you know? Like, there's like Kansas City and Buffalo, and then the Eagles.
bro.
So there's three good teams, you know. And then what? A bunch of stuff we don't know. Like, so yeah, I think AFC East, NFC East is looking pretty good.
NFC East, yeah.
Better than we thought, for sure.
Giants are 6-1. Like what?
Yeah.
Brian, thanks for the advice and pointers, guys. Appreciate it. Should I drop Josh Reynolds for Mecole Hardman? Again, just looking at different sites and getting different vibes and readings from everywhere. It's a good strategy. Want to consume all the information. Make sure you're making the best decisions. I'm okay taking the dice roll on Mecole. He's kind of gotten active the last couple weeks. I think there's definitely upside there. But he's on a bye.
Down too. It's like I like the upside of Mecole. They have similar roles, right? Like with all the healthy players back, what's the best spot on the depth chart? An honest take for Josh Reynolds. Like, he's behind Amon-Ra. He's behind DeAndre Swift. He's probably behind Hawkinson, and then Williams might come back this season. They're still talking. So there's a world where like he's actually there, and if everybody's healthy, they're like fifth option. Even with all of the shit going on in Kansas City, Kelsey number 1, let's say Juju number 2. Miko might be there at 3. And so I like his play style more. And they're using him in creative ways.
Yeah.
I'm good with that. Because Swift isn't even back yet. So like Swift gets back, that's going to take some target share away too. You get him on Raw in a fully healthy game. Like Reynolds is more likely to disappear, I think, than Mecole. Zachary saying that same deal, Henry and Debo, and you get Kupp and Godwin. I mean, why is somebody doing this deal? Would they do this deal? Didn't give you Kupp and Godwin? I'd do that deal. That tipped it for me. Godwin's already in a spot where I want to buy right now. He's been getting more and more active since he's come back from the injury. And I think Kupp and a PPR to get Kupp and Godwin on your squad.
I'm guessing you're good at running back too, if you're willing.
Yeah, if you're willing to give up Henry.
I think I'm holding Henry. He's getting involved in the pass catching game. He had 3 targets last week, 2, 3, 5. He had 30 carries, 28 carries, 22 carries. Like he's doing Derrick Henry things. If it's in Dynasty, maybe okay. But in like redraft, Derrick Henry is a separator. He's different. Are we feeling that good about Cooper Kupp? Is Cooper Kupp still like Super Saiyan Dragon Ball Z mode?
I mean, he's the only one on their offense right now, so I think he's relatively safe.
Didn't he get outdone by Allen Robinson the last time they played?
Yes, the 1 week. Yes, 1 week he got outdone. What is that? What is this? Derrick Henry had bad games to start the year. I mean, anybody could be off by a game.
My point exactly. And Derrick Henry right now, his arrow is pointing up. Cooper Kupp's is not pointing in the same direction. And Derrick Henry, I mean,
Cooper Kupp's arrow is not pointing in the same direction.
It's not pointing as high as Derrick Henry's is right now. No, it's not.
Yeah, in a PPR format, I'm definitely taking Cooper Kupp.
He's a little bit banged up
the rest of the season.
Derrick Henry's got no concerns on Derrick Henry. Cooper Kupp.
Cooper Kupp's banged up?
Yeah, 2 weeks ago it was questionable if he was going to play or not.
I think Cooper Kupp's fine.
Yeah. Okay.
Is he that much of an upgrade over Debo though, to give up your number 1 running back?
I mean, we're talking about arrows right now. Debo's got a hamstring, so
Debo's in concern. I think Derrick Henry's an elite running back.
I think both sides intrigue me. I don't know. It's hard to give up running backs, but this is the first year where I'm like, fuck it. Next year I'm drafting a wide receiver for number 1 overall. Running backs piss me off. But I'm still a little biased when it comes to running backs. I think personally, if I had those players, I would keep the Henry side, but I could see the logic for both sides.
I'll look up what Kupp had because it was supposedly this down game, but I'm pretty sure he still caught like 7 balls in that game.
7 balls for 80 yards?
Yeah, so he got 16 points. And he's hit over 16 points in PPR in every single game this year.
Damn.
He's hit over 25 in 4 of the 6 games. Let's see Henry. He's only hit 25 twice in 2 of the. Now to Austin's point, 23 or more PPR points in 3 straight games. But I mean, I'm still.
Because it's harder to get that
kind of score is 16 points this year. So, I mean, I think he's going to continue to be the focal point of the Rams, and there's nothing to strike fear that that's going to change in the Rams situation. I guess it would depend on the running backs that you have. Because if Henry's like your big dog and that's how you do, you definitely don't want to do that. But I think that getting, Chris Godwin back in this deal is good. If you're set at running back, that's what I'd be down to do that. Let's see. I don't think he responded with who he has here. DJ Nightmare 14. My team was pretty lame a few weeks ago, and with waivers and stashing, I've got 2 rookies that'll bust through this year. Congrats, man. Wonder if you got Ken Walker off waivers.
That'd been great.
Should I trade ETN for Kenneth Walker?
I love both those running backs. I think I would.
Yeah, I would too.
I got both of these guys in my league of record. I love the news about James Robinson going away, but here's the thing. James Robinson really hasn't been that involved the last couple of weeks anyways, so I don't think you'd see a crazy change in what ETN would be doing. I think we just continue to see more of what ETN has been doing, which is really, really good. It's not as good as Kenneth Walker, though. Now, Travis, your point on, like, I was looking at Kenneth Walker, like, it's funny, like, he's getting over 20 carries a game, and I think that probably stays up, but he hasn't been involved in the pass catching work, and that's been a weird question mark about Ken Walker. He can catch passes better than he gets opportunities to do so, but he still hasn't been getting the opportunities to do so, and that's not changed the last couple of weeks in Seattle. ETN is going to get even more pass catching work with James Robinson being out there. It makes a lot of sense for that to keep going. Man, they're good, but like
the problem is
young
that
running backs.
Yes, and I think they're both good. I think that Walker is another level above ETN as a talent. And so because of that, because the volume is there as a rusher, I'm okay with taking the bath, so to speak, as a receiver that you would with ETN, which again, Donnie, we were just talking about how ETN wasn't utilized all that much in the passing game. Now he should, as we talked about, get more, but it's not like he's been this elite receiver everybody said he was going to be.
You're right.
So to me, Walker, again, like unless we're talking about those top 3, top 5 guys, like Walker is right there.
Walker might be like, and we have a debate on it, but it's a rich debate of if Ken Walker is the best pure runner in the NFL today.
That's a debate that I want to listen to or be a part of. I mean,
ETN's good. He's not in that conversation though.
No,
he doesn't have
not,
this.
No,
he just don't.
Pure runner, no. Fantasy football value, maybe.
Would you take Jamal Williams, McLaurin, Amon-Ra, St. Brown for Walker? Amon-Ra makes this interesting, but no.
I'm a Walker.
Keep the Walker.
Quick. Kenneth Walker.
What are you guys' thoughts
Walker's
about
Walker's the guy that the Yankees or the Dodgers or this year the Padres are the ones getting in the deal.
Yeah.
Jamal Williams, McLaurin, the other guys are the guys
with these
Cincinnati Reds are getting. For the Diamondbacks, whatever.
Yeah. The problem with Walker is again in the PPR, the ceiling just isn't quite the same. Like he's got 14, 19, 28 in PPR. But if you look back at him when Amon-Ra was rolling, it was 20, 39, and 13. Like 30.
Amon-Ra's in that Cooper Cup space.
Yeah,
when he's
right.
Really cooking.
Which is like that's why this gets interesting for me, especially in PPR. But again, Walker is he's like the golden goose right now. You don't want to give up the golden goose. What's funny is 3 weeks in, you were talking that about Amon because where you got Amon-Ra St. Brown and the value you got him, he was like this year's Cooper Cup, like because of where you drafted him. So this is tough, But I think I'm keeping Walker. Yeah,
that's who it is because it's like Amon-Ra is the real shiner that could contend with Walker's production in PPR. McLaurin's a nice, solid piece. Jamal's the one that do we actually believe in Jamal? Gut check on Jamal Williams. What is Jamal Williams?
So he's like a handcuff. You got an RB1 in Swift, and you get like a RB2-3 and Jamal when he plays. That's about it.
We all love Jamal.
Low end flex every week, maybe.
Yeah.
But it's like, look, like this is. I'm getting similar vibes out of Jamal Williams as I kind of did about like James Robinson. Like to me, Jamal Williams is almost like a poor man's James Robinson, and that was like he started off and can produce and gives you all this shit. But you're like, look, there's just a few things that could have changed in this game that'll drive his production way down. Like Jamal Williams is not a vein on this team at all. He's not even the guy they want starting at the position. And to me, that's like, he's in a nice spot. You know what I mean? He's like the right guy at the right place at the right time. But you could take Jamal Williams and replace him with like, pick a dude. And we'd expect that guy to be doing all right. Like is Jamal, you work with PFF. Donnie, is Jamal Williams running back wise like that great a runner, or are some of the stars just lining up for him fantasy production wise?
I don't know exact ratings or anything right now, but I can look that up for you.
I just don't think he's that like. I think he's just in a good situation and good things are happening, and he's not bad and he's not messing up. But Jamal Williams,
we see with running backs that can matter a lot more. Opportunity can matter a whole lot more. Your offensive line with we got a Herbert touchdown, receiving touchdown. Yeah. But again, yeah, I'd also want McLaurin's fine. Amon-Ra is the one, but you're basically saying, do I trade Amon-Ra straight up for Walker? And I don't know if I'm ready to do that with scarcity at the position.
So Jamal's overall rating is average 68.4.
Okay.
His rushing rating is 74.9, which is in the green. It's a little better, but his receiving is 30.2. That's what brings his overall down a lot. But yeah, I like the comparison to low end James Robinson. That's what it feels like and seems like. It sort of looks like statistically as well.
Under 2 minutes. In the first
I traded Waller for Henderson Jr. Good trade, or should I flip him to upgrade even more? I mean, if you needed running back, I don't mind you trading Waller if you had tight end kind of set up and you get Darrell Henderson back. I'm just really, I want to know what the Rams, they were supposedly in on trying to get CMC and they didn't get him. They're trying to get rid of Akers. I want to know what their plan is. Like, are they going to go for a Melvin Gordon? James Robinson is off the table now. Are they going to go for somebody else? Like, are they going to try and get another, since they couldn't get CMC? But I like Henderson right now. As it stands right now, he's going to be locked into RB work. He's going to be a mid to late RB2 for you in this, climate of RB. Anytime you get a running back, like a starting running back, like RB2 plus for a tight end, I feel pretty good about that.
Dang, Fields got sandwiched from that throw.
Update. Amari guy wants a running back and Curtis. Makes sense. Do Jamal Williams and Curtis.
Yeah, I'd do that.
Would you do Mahomes for Burrow? Who'd you rather have, Mahomes or Burrow rest of the season?
I'd rather have Mahomes.
Mahomes is so good, dude.
Yeah.
You really, Donnie?
Yeah.
You do Burrow?
I don't know. I'm with the hype right now. It's hard. I mean, 400 plus yards with 6 minutes left in the third, and those. I think he has more to throw to. I think Mahomes is more talented, but I think the Bengals have slightly more weapons, and that's what excites me a little more.
See, that makes me concerned though too, because Chase is dealing with a hip, Higgins is dealing with an ankle.
The thing that tilts it for me, because you could make the case that both are in the groove right now, right? So you could be like, I don't know that is Burrow's ceiling bigger than Mahomes, because we've seen Mahomes hit the ceiling already this year and throw 4 or 5 touchdowns. So, I mean, I don't think it's bigger. Yeah. So if the ceiling's not higher, why am I trading Mahomes away like, we want Burrow? We've seen the last 2 weeks and we're like, okay, here we go. They're ready. They're going to rock. But they also have Zach Taylor, and they've done this before where they've gone up and down with the play calling and the aggression before. And you know what Andy Reid doesn't do? Take his foot off the fucking gas. They will always continue to cut your throat. And that's why I'm in on Mahomes, man. And I think that this team without Tyreek Hill, and Chris Sims has said this multiple weeks in a row on Sunday Night Football, it's a better offense. It's a better offense without Tyreek. Now, is it a more dangerous offense? I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't think you can say that. But Mahomes has done, and obviously I think he's got a little bit more talent than the Packers, but Mahomes has done what I wish Rodgers would have done. You get rid of the one weapon and you diversify and you start going to all these different players. And that's what Mahomes is able to do. So weapons be damned. I still think that I'm hanging on to Mahomes for as much as I can.
Dude, I think you were right, Travis. Your call earlier that Mac Jones might have just lost his job.
Yeah, dude. Because the offense, the team looks different. They had a pick. They turned this whole game around. Now the Bears are fighting a little bit here, but yeah, the run game looks better. Everything looks better. They're
suppressor.
Yeah.
Rest of season. Zappy or Sam Ellinger?
The Colts starter. I don't know. I haven't seen any of his.
You mean Zappy, baby?
Yeah, I'll take Zappy.
I like Zappy too.
It feels good not to hate on something, dude.
Oh, fumble? Negative and a fumble?
There you go. That's what you needed, right?
Dude. Shut up.
Was that enough?
If they give it to Jacoby,
or was that Ramondre?
It will be. He
was on the.
Yeah, he had it.
Oh my god, dude.
Oh my god, dude, your face right now is my favorite thing in the whole world.
Who was that fumble? Was that?
I think it was on Jacoby.
Yeah.
Whoa.
He hands it off. Oh, maybe not. It'll depend on what.
Is it a Zappy fumble or a?
I don't know. PFF would say that's a.
Oh my god! So that would be how many points did you need, Travis?
Well, I don't know. I don't think they're going to give it to him yet. They still say they have the ball. 1 fumble loss. Here we go. Oh, no, dude.
Jones.
Oh, 71.6 to 71.04.
Oh, so,
Oh my
so they gave it to
God.
Myers, but it still wasn't enough?
Yeah, it wasn't enough. Did they give him negative yards? Yeah, -2 rushing yards.
Ah.
God. Let me see if it worked in the other league. It did work in the couples league.
Really?
So we are technically ahead by 3 now.
Okay.
So we can win that one and get our first win there. Fuck, dude. I would need some sort of crazy stat correction or a negative yard screen or something. Wow, that's funny.
Let's keep working on these. We got a minute 26.
Okay.
Bears got the rock. We're going to be leaving you at halftime, Whisper Nation. It's been an incredible. This has been actually like, this has been, I mean, tragic.
Yeah. Well, it's been like a really good, shitty game. It's 17-14, man. I think they probably are like really close to the over already. Oh, Fields. Judon.
Judon's everywhere.
All right, let's see here. IDB Robert Chris. Let's see.
Yeah, so I think Jay Keats asking if he should buy Jacobs. I mean, if you can, man, buy high on that
Here's
guy.
his appropriate value. Because he's inflated right now. He's at peak value, and I'm not saying he's going down, but he just had 38 points in PPR formats. In PPR 38, 32, 37, 15, 10, 8.
What's going to change for the Raiders? I mean, like, is anything going to change that makes him not their focal point right now? Him and Devontae? I mean, Waller's banged up. Renfro is who we thought he was.
If you could buy Jacobs at a low end RB1 price, I would buy it.
Would you take
an RB1, maybe elite?
Would you trade Dalvin Cook away?
Yes.
For Josh
Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs. I'd rather have Josh Jacobs. I don't like the juice.
Would you trade Aaron Jones away for Josh Jacobs?
I would. Yeah.
Yes.
That's where I would. It's crazy. If you would have told me Josh Jacobs was projected to get like 1,800 rushes.
Joe Mixon or Josh Jacobs rest of season?
Josh Jacobs. Because here's the thing, guys. Josh Jacobs at one point was a back-end first-round running back, first running back selected off the board, who's had good metrics his entire career. He was the RB, if we're going in standard, RB14, RB8, RB15 his third year, RB11 in PPR. So like he's been around an RB1. He's been an RB1 multiple times. And right now he's the RB4. He's 24 years old. He's getting elite usage. He's got the history, he's got the pedigree, he's got this year's track record. There's no health concerns. He's a focal point on the offense. Like, what does Joe Mixon have above Josh Jacobs? A more productive offense, but the offense is still moving for the Raiders. They're just not as good of a team.
Yeah.
Mixon's not the focal point, man. No, Jacobs is.
No, yeah. Agreed.
That's why I'd still take Jacobs even over Dalvin Cook. Because Dalvin Cook, while at health, I'm taking the talent of a Dalvin Cook ahead. He's banged up, and that shoulder has a history for Dalvin, and it's going to be with him all season.
They didn't give that fucking fumble to him.
Yeah,
they took it away.
Yeah.
Oh no.
I was gonna say, looking at it analytically, he'd never had position. If the runner never has possession, they're gonna call that fumble on the quarterback.
Is that how it's decided, Donnie?
Yeah. At least for where I work.
Okay.
Well, that's stupid, Donnie.
I'm sorry. I'll let the uppers know.
Please do. Let them know.
Let's see. Zachary, with all these running back injuries happening, I don't know if having all these running backs and no Cup, Chase, JJ will hold up to the playoffs. Game of attrition, man. Build depth. You want it. It's real. Don't consolidate to have a good roster this early in the season.
Yeah. If you have all the running backs and everyone else has the injured running backs, you're the only one with running backs.
Yes. Yes. Let's see. Allen, Pittman, Godwin, Jacobs for Justin Jefferson, Eckler, and Dak. Is that? I assume that's raw.
You're trading away Josh Allen, Pittman, Godwin, Jacobs for no. I wouldn't do this deal. And I love Jefferson and Eckler.
those are two great.
You have Jacobs and you have Josh Allen. Like you have, yeah.
I think you score less points getting rid of Josh Allen and Josh Jacobs.
Yeah, Allen's too good.
Jacobs or Eckler?
I'd take Eckler.
I know, but
it's closer than you would think it was. It's closer than you would think it was, for sure. But
I was so wrong on Austin Eckler the last 3 years. Just got to call it.
Yeah.
Should I add Donta Foreman, James Robinson, or Gus Edwards to replace Breece Hall?
Gus Bus.
Yeah, I think I probably like Gus of all these guys. The offense is
back. Does he lead the backfield?
Yeah, 16 carries, about 66 yards, I think, something like that. 2 touchdowns. Went immediately from the pup to the starting running back.
You just tell they trust the dude. Like having that.
There's a guy before this game, career yard per carry average of over 5. Like he just continues to come in and get chunk yardage.
What I'd go Edwards, Foreman, James.
Yeah, I think I'd probably go that route.
They look good.
Yeah, and it's something he's done.
And the team won. And I gotta say, man, we talk about like the coaching thing, like when a coach that's not liked is gone, and how much better that team plays. You know, Baker and Darnold and Matt Rule and all those guys are like, some of them are still there, but they got rid of their coach. PJ Walker comes in and says, "I'm going to go to my studs." The team wins against Tampa Bay. Like that's a win that's probably going to sit with those players all year long. You know what I mean? And they're in that weird kind of spot where this team could be bad, but I bet everybody still likes playing for the Panthers this year if the culture is right. Because it's like, yeah, we're a bad team, but like none of us are supposed to be here. And Robbie Anderson got traded and Christian McCaffrey got traded. And then our boy PJ, the XFL quarterback, comes in and we start winning. And you know what I mean? It's got the likings of that Bad News Bears kind of vibe to it, where you get these like lovable underdogs who come together and make some cool shit happen. And Deonta Foreman is like the perfect candidate for me to actually benefit on this one. I think he might be an RB2 the rest of the year. Back end with some upside.
The guy would let me replace Pittman for T. Higgins. I bet he would let you replace Pittman for T. Higgins. Like you have to now give up T. Higgins in that same deal instead of Pittman. Yeah, you're gonna keep Pitt. Keep what you got going. You have T. Higgins? I didn't even know you had him. So now you have Josh Allen, Pittman, Godwin, T. Higgins, and Josh Jacobs. Like your team's, you're
He's
good.
Great. So he's so excited in his picture.
Yeah, you're doing great. Yeah,
your team's awesome.
He looks like the guy that does Fortnite, Ninja or whatever.
Ninja.
Yeah.
The combination of like of Eamon and he's all cool ways. Later, Pizza Belly. Love you.
Love you too.
Man, this is not good for our bet slip there. The Bears are just kicking fucking field goals. So we might lose that one. But I like our under on Mac Jones.
Yeah. Well, we did it, man. 20-14. Bears up by 6. This is an interesting game.
Definitely looking more exciting.
Zappy winning the job.
The Zappy attacking.
The real question here. Mecole Hardman or Pickens a better pickup?
I'm going to go with Pickens.
I like the mystery box in Pickens.
Yeah, I think so too.
I mean, Pickens has a shot to be this team's target leader the rest of the way. I don't think McColl's going to ever do that. Now, McColl could have bigger spike weeks, but Pickens will probably be more consistent. And the talent's there.
So I hear all of the hypotheticals on it. Realistically speaking, rest of season, who has more fantasy points, McColl or Pickens?
I'll go Pickens.
You think so? Okay.
Yeah, I think Pickens.
I think Pickens will be more consistent with the lower floor, with the higher floor.
How many times are you going to do the end around of McCole Hardman and score multiple times a game? Maybe. I mean, the Chiefs do it all the time, but I think McCole Hardman reminds me of like the wide receiver version of CEH. Like,
I mean, it's not bad, right? I mean,
yeah, like some of that stuff's going to come back down to earth. Pickens is a guy who can like steadily get you used.
Last 3 weeks, 28 points, 13 points, 12-7-5. But then 1-4, 1-2 before it. Yeah. Yeah, it's almost like they have similar kinds of roles, but Pickens is going to be more consistent.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Yeah. Big Travie, Donnie Caples. Don.
Wrong Don.
Yeah, wrong Don. Any closing words for the good folks at Whisper Nation?
No, I mean, we'll have the waiver show tomorrow night. So that's 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific. We'll be rocking and rolling through all the top waiver ads. We'll have a thread coming out, podcast coming out, all this good stuff. So make sure you follow us on all the social media platforms so you can get all the knowledge, and good luck with the rest of this game. Hopefully you guys get those W's this week, week 7, man. Hopefully you survive the injury raid.
Oh my God, yeah,
stuff.
for sure.
Donnie, any closing words?
Yeah, hit those waivers. The checking out our information over on Twitter will help you guys with this injury plague going on. So check that out for sure, like Travis said, and good luck to everyone out there. Your year's not done. Keep it going. Keep dragging forward. Yeah.
Keep it going. Keep it going. It happens to all of us. Albert, Jersey J, Freak Stomper, Andre Silva, the Joker, Ronald, Albert, Supper C and B Challengers, Sean Ford 50, Jair's, Pizza Belly, Rare 0134, Franz, Scott, what's up, dude? Brian, let's miss anyone else here. We got Bean Productions, what's good? Chill joining up. Brian back in it. Another what's up to you. Almost there. JJ Katz, man. Fun questions. Thanks for joining us. Loved all of them. Hope to see you again. Brandon Rickon, another one. Jackson, Zachary Hugh. Been great to chop it up with all of you guys. I hope all of your wildest dreams come true and all of your players stay healthy. We look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow and Thursday and Friday and Sunday and Monday for the rest of eternity. We love you all very much. Yeah. I'm Austin Steer. That's Big Travi. There's Don Flick. Give Johnny some love as well. We are the Fantasy Whispers. We're out.
Peace.
Right here.
Look at you go. You made it to the end of another one of our videos. Hey, if you still have some questions, I totally understand. Or you just want to join an awesome fantasy football community, head on over to our Discord chat